and more. Visit TampaBayLightning.com/Kids Club for more information.
Knowledge is power, especially when that knowledge has to do with saving energy and money. So Tampa Electric would like you to know that with a free home energy audit, one of our experts will conduct an in-home evaluation of things like your heating and cooling system, ductwork, and insulation to find ways you can start saving immediately. Learn more at tampaelectric.com/save and sign up for your free energy audit. Tampa Electric, more power to you.
The first pitch is about to be delivered.
Gonna have to hurry up to get to this one, and he makes the catch!
We're moments away from the start of today's USF baseball game.
Nailed out of here! Crushes one to center field.
With the call of the action, here's Derek Sharp and Jay Retcher.
And the Bulls and Pirates about to get started after last night's 4-0 win by ECU, their 7th win in a row. Obviously, the Pirates are feeling large these days with their 4-0 start in the conference. When you sweep UCF, you are good. They had to come from behind in all 3 of those games, and that's another thing. Even if the Bulls get the bats going tonight, this is a team you seemingly can't put away early. You have to stay on top of it. I think Alec Weiss is a great guy to have on the mound today.
Oh, without a doubt. I mean, we mentioned this before. I mean, him working quick, he does much better out of the windup than out of the stretch. He likes to work at a really quick pace, and the big thing with him is making sure he's not missing arm side with that fastball. If he's getting that back shoulder through and throwing strikes to the inside corner to a lefty and obviously the outside corner to the righty, he'll be very effective tonight. So I'm excited to see what he's got.
Well, that is going to be the real big factor in this game, because just like last night, we mentioned the starting lineup is identical for both teams and defensively, but it's 6 lefties in a row to start off. And Wisely's favorite pitch is that slider tailing away from the righty. And you're not going to have that same sort of advantage here against the lefties. You mentioned trying to get that fastball located inside. That is going to be enormous. So far this season, Alec Wisely 2-2 in his 6 starts with a 3.41 ERA, struck out 27 and 34 in the 3rd innings, and he'll start off by facing a guy that went 0 for last night. Bryant Packard starts him off with a fastball down the middle for strike 1. Colin Sullivan was very consistent with the fastball last night. Ended up walking 5 guys, but you do have to be careful with the lineup. For the most part, those walks did not hurt him. That ball's chopped up the middle off the glove of Wisely. Going to make a tough play for Santos. Still has a chance to get it, and he does. Wow. Just at the very last moment there, Packard, who doesn't have bad speed at all. I thought he was going to beat it out, but he records the first out thanks to Santos. Really
nice play there by Santos, making that adjustment, Wisely deflecting that ball to him, and in one fell swoop makes the play with the glove and a quick throw over to Genord for the first out. Good start for the Bulls.
So the outfield, as we mentioned, identical lineups defensively. You got Jake Sullivan at 3rd base, and that has been a consistent change for the Bulls here in the last couple of weeks, and he has performed well, or at least well enough, and that's what they're looking for with him. Nick Gonzalez, no doubt about his defense. Deep and short right now. Santos just made the play at 2nd, Joe Genord at 1st, and it's a 1-1 count as that ball to the lighter hitting Lane Hoover, but for big average 345 is on the outside corner. 1-1 here. Outfield from left to right, Zach Phillips and Bedrado, and that ball is turned on well. Looks like it's going to dump into right field for a base hit. It does. Lane Hoover, the freshman, gets on base. A freshman out of Union Pines in Vass. If it just says Vass on the roster, I'm taking that to mean a city in North Carolina.
Yes, without a doubt. So, hey, you know what? That's a line drive in the book. Right off the end of the bat there. Dumps it over the head of Santos, but that's a linea in the book.
You know, the line drive off the end of the bat, home run by Anna Marie Bruni. If you guys heard us talking last night about the USF softball team, how they had a wild win, after seeing footage of that home run, ball gets away from Dietrich, and he is able to keep the runner at first somehow. Hoover just didn't want to take the bat out of the hands of Spencer Brickhouse, I think, who was a fantastic hitter. 397, 5 homers, 18 RBI, had 10 homers each the last 2 years, and he's halfway towards that total. But Bruni actually hit that homer off the end of the bat and explained what happened in that game. If you didn't hear, we'll tell you about it after this pitch. 1-0. And, oh, there's the fastball inside corner. That was an off-speed pitch inside corner, 1-1. But Bruni, he doesn't homer often, and it was off the end of the bat, so Des Maldonado waited at first to make sure it was over the fence, and Bruni was just blasted out of the box, and she overran her. That's why instead of a 3-run homer, it was a 2 RBI hit that still put the Bulls up. As Wisely throws over to first, Hoover slides back, and they end up winning it by the score of 4-2 as Lindsey Devitt hit a homer. And then today, they get a 3-0 win by Nicole Doyle, a one-hit shutout. So the Bulls have already won in softball today. Let's see if the baseball team can follow it up. Well, it's a nice fastball right down the heart that Brickhouse looks at, 1-2.
You mentioned Wisely and his favorite pitch being the slider. With so many left-handed hitters at the top of the lineup, the changeup's going to be big today. You're going to have that pitch moving away from the hitters. So we'll see how effective Wisely can be here.
Keeps him outside there to the lefty, and Tyler Dietrich hesitated for a moment as though they might get that call. That was the first time we test the outside of the plate with Mark Heisman, the home plate umpire here tonight, but that was outside. We have a great vantage point behind home plate here, so we'll always tell you what we see, 2-2, and that was definitely outside. Runner at first base. He tries for that same spot, but it's grounded to the right side of the infield. Jordan Santos slides to make the play and get the out at first. Great play again by Santos. 2 away, runner advances, but that's better than the alternative. Yeah, without a doubt. I mean, obviously you want to try to get the force out, but there's pretty much no play on there to second base. So a great play by Santos, committing to getting the out at first there, sliding, coming up, making the play. 2 nice plays from Santos here in the top of the first. So both Packard and Brickhouse yet to get a hit this series, and they are, quite honestly, to stand out. You can already almost put them as all conference players, and we are into the second weekend of the season. That's just how obvious it is. And here's number 3 of that group, and that is Alec Burleson, who did get 2 hits last night, including an RBI single. And yes, he comes at you from the left-hand side. Wisely tries to sneak one by him. That's going to get through for a base hit. Rounding third and coming on in is Hoover. First pitch swinging is an outstanding player, now Alec Burleson, and it's 1-0 ECU. Yeah, and Burleson, you see a lot of hitters nowadays as far back as possible in the box. He was pretty close up to the front of the box there, takes the first pitch off the outside corner and shoots it right back up the middle. Santos couldn't get that one, and unfortunately USF down 1-0. I don't know if that's a tradition, but there was an ECU player that just gave Hoover a ride over his shoulder. Actually, it was Jake Agnos. I guess he knows he's not going to do anything tonight, so he's going to carry in the guys who get hits, and this is a possibility, but that one is going to end up in the glove of the center fielder, Kyle Phillips, off the first pitch swing there from Turner Brown. Didn't get much of a chance to spit anything out in that inning because they were first pitch swinging a lot, and they end up, the ECU Pirates, scoring 1 run on 1 hit, no errors and 1 left on base. Bulls coming up, trailing at 1-0. This is baseball on the USF Radio Network, presented by Marathon.
Manly Man. Amely Motor Oil tips its hat to the manly man. Manly Man. You had a beard before it was cool, like in 3rd grade. Manly Man. You get up before the sun because it's lazy and weak. Manly Man, man. And you know that nothing protects your engine better than Amely Elixir Full Synthetic Motor Oil. Family owned and Tampa Bay grown. AMALIE, better than it has to be.
Amely Motor Oil, proud sponsor of USF Athletics.
Best tailgate? It's gotta be burgers. And an ice cold Coke.
Real football y pollo asado.
Mac and cheese.
You need a hot grill.
And an ice cold Coke.
Of course.
Football and Coke, come on.
It's got to be Coke.
Game day? Race day.
Calls for Coke. You know it.
It's Tailgating 101.
This is Charlie Strong. Not all fans agree on the best game day foods, but when it's served with an ice-cold Coca-Cola, you know you've got yourself a winner. Coca-Cola, taste the feeling, grab one, and go Bulls.
This is USF Baseball on the USF Radio Network, presented by Marathon.
Bulls trotting out the same lineup that they did last night against Tyler Smith. He is a 6 foot, 196-pound junior out of Pilot Mountain, North Carolina, and again, not really a strikeout thrower. 2-0 in 6 starts. ERA is 4.94. 31 innings, 15 strikeouts, just 8 walks, and that is something that ECU is outstanding at. They were among the nation's leaders last year in walks issued per 9 innings. So something to the tune of 2 1/3, and that's exactly what they're on this year. So pretty much every single game, and it was the case last night, the Bulls are going to probably issue more walks, but as we're saying that, the guy coming up to lead things off for the Bulls, Jordan Santos, would be your top candidate to do it. Yeah, without a doubt. 25 walks on the season for Jordan Santos, a .241 batting average, nothing to write home about, but a .440 on-base percentage. That's why he's at the top of the lineup for the Bulls. Followed by Kyle Phillips, Joe Genord. Here's the first pitch from Smith, and it's a fastball 88. That's about as high at the radar gun as you're going to see him pop, and it's 0-1. Joe Genord batting third, Austin Pedrado, Brandon Trepp, again, same as last night, Jake Sullivan, Tyler Dietrich, Nick Gonzalez, and number 9 hitter is Garrett Seck. Santos tries to drop one down. Washer must have hit him, I should say Santos, and it's going to be a foul ball, 0-2.
Yeah, it looked like it hit the bat and then it ricocheted foul. So quickly ahead, 0-2 is Smith, and with him being around the plate so much, not getting so many strikeouts, there's going to be a lot of pressure on this ECU defense today. So the Bulls definitely have to put some good swings, knowing that Smith isn't going to give him a lot of free passes.
The defensive alignment, again, the freshman Ryder Giles, who's popped right in at third base, made a key play last night when it was 4-0 granted, but it was bases loaded and 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th on that Tyler Dietrich sharp ground ball that Giles just to get to was big, but then to make the tag on the runner. He's not going to get to that one, as they were shifted over to the right, and still gets in between short and third for a base hit to start things off. Jordan Santos.
That's a good piece of hitting there from Santos. Too much of the plate there for Smith. I'm sure he wanted to bury that pitch a little bit more, but a good piece of hitting by Santos, taking that pitch away and driving it through the 5-6 hole to get the leadoff hitter on, and the Bulls rally going here in the bottom of the first.
Santos, that's a big start for him after he was 0 for 5 last night. Yeah, frankly, he seems to get himself sparked in games often by drawing walks, and again, that's just probably not going to happen against this team. Now, a guy that likes to hit early in the count, Kyle Phillips, was 0 for 4 last night. Now with Santos at first base, he steps up, and he looks at a ball low and outside, 1-0. Kyle is hitting .330 on the season before last night's game and strung together 4 straight 2-hit games, and that will jack up your batting average. Dropped 10 points last night, but he's been fantastic. Moved up into the 2-hole 3 weekends into the season, and that's kind of where he stayed. 1-0 to him, and that ball just catches the inside corner. Fastball tailing in, 1-1.
It's going to be interesting tonight, Derek, with the Bulls not putting any runs on the board last night. Are you going to start something going here? Maybe some hit and runs. We saw Santos already try a bunt earlier. We'll see. We'll see if Coach Mole tries to get things moving, try to put some of the pressure on that Pirate defense.
Santos, the one hit he had against Stetson was, until just now, his only hit in the last 4 games. So that's a big moment there at the top of the order, and they throw over to first base. So going up against a couple of lefties to start things off, here is Smith. He prefers to throw more changes than sliders to lefty. That was a dipping slider on the strike in this at bat. And that one is skied high, and Washer has a look at it, throws the mask off, could stay in play, and instead lands in the concourse. No one wanted any piece of that one.
Come on. One of you fans out there.
Well, near the Pirates fans out there, and there's a lot of them, just like
pretty good turnout for them.
Absolutely. Well, they've got this stretch they're on now, 12 road games in 13, and you know, I've been to Greenville, North Carolina a couple times now. ECU is they're the team there.
Yeah, exactly.
There's no pro team. They got auto racing, but as far as sports go, they will follow their Pirates, obviously. Pitt, though, over to first base, where set up their defense completely. Turner Brown, we mentioned shortstop. It's Brady Lloyd at second base, and then Spencer Brickhouse at first base. In the outfield, Bryant Packard, the outstanding leadoff hitter, plays left. Hoover in center, and Burleson in right field, the DH being Francisco. Phillips waves and misses that fastball outside, and that is going to be the first strikeout of the day.
Some nice tailing action there on that fastball, 89 miles an hour from Smith, and now one away for the 3-hitter in the Bulls lineup, Joe Genord.
Yes, Smith definitely prefers the 2-seam fastball to the 4-seamer, so we saw a little bit of both there, but that one tailed away in that case. Now Joe Genord comes up. He'll probably try and bear one inside on him if he can. Joe Genord looking to get it going in this series, 1 for 4 last night.
Coming up to the plate to the real Slim Shady. I wonder if that has anything to do with the blonde hair, but you know, when you're the big man on campus like Joe is, hopefully he can make that, give him some spark here in the offense.
I think that might be a change to his walk-up music, as a matter of fact. Not positive on that. The 2-seamer goes well to inside, 1-0.
It seems like for Genord, what I've been noticing the last couple of weekends, Derek, is the way the teams are trying to get him out is to try to bust him inside, not let him extend his arms and be able to get that fat part of the bat out in front of the plate. Good luck trying, because if you miss over the plate, he's going to hit that thing over the wall.
Last night, Agnos tried to get him with the curveball, but wasn't afraid to mix in the fastball. That one's inside, tailing in again, 2-0. Boy, the Pirates certainly are aware of Joe's exploits.
Oh, yeah.
It's not like he only hit against them, but that one game where he had the prodigious home run. I mentioned 2 homers. It felt like he only had 1, but he had a big game. Coco Montez had a 2-homer game in that series last year. 2-0 pitch. That's on the other side of the plate, but outside 3-0.
And the infield shaded over to the left side pretty much. You have the second baseman, Lloyd, about a step or 2 to the right of second base on the grass over there. So definitely respecting Genord's power and aware of where he likes to hit the ball.
3-0. Smith looking like he's going to be pretty careful here. Gives Joe Genord a pitch to hit. Looks at a fastball, strike 1. Smith has the pitcher for ECU with the mustache going, and they do a mustache month essentially for a charity up there, and it's fantastic, and I think he's sticking with it. 3-1. See if he, as a runner goes here, and not even a whisker close there. It's ball 4.
See what you did there.
I was waiting. I was just hoping he would throw a ball, and that was well inside. And now, first and second for the Bulls, maybe something going here in the first inning with 1 away.
Yeah, he missed my more than a hair right there, buddy.
Okay.
Don't worry, folks, we'll be here all night.
He, fantastic. He better never change. Walk-up music, Austin Pedrado with Christopher Cross strides up to the plate. And now we see Smith really step into the far right side of the rubber, which would indicate he's going to me anyway, try and keep it away from Pedrado.
Yeah.
Let's see what happens. So Santos out at second base after singling to start things off, and Genord over at first with a walk, and that was an outside fastball. Must have been a little low, 1-0.
I think Austin Pedrado really is the linchpin for this offense. You look at him in the 4-hole, and he had a rough night last night, but if he can put some hits together, it's really going to impact this Bulls offense in a positive way and really kind of turn that lineup over to the bottom half.
275 on the season, does have 3 homers, which is second on the club to Joe Genord's 7 home runs. And he had 2 earlier this week to Genord. That one is hit pretty well, and that's going to be a base hit to the right side. Jordan Santos comes on around third, no problem scoring the game-tying run. Just as you mentioned, Jay, Pedrado can get it going, and that was a solid base knock to even things up.
It seems like as Pedrado goes, this Bulls offense goes, and he a little bit out in front there of that changeup, pulls it through that 3-4 hole. Santos scampers around to score, and now there's runners on the corner. We got a tie ball game.
So the game where the Bulls collected 13 runs last year, Smith was the starter, ended up just giving up 3 runs, but was out after 3 innings. They got 7 hits against him, and they basically pieced together a bunch of runs and broke it open with a lot late. Of course, this kid was not part of that. Neither was the one before, but Austin Pedrado jumps up, and now with Brandon Trepp at the dish with first and third and 1 out. A tie ball game. Fastball stays inside for a strike 1.
Talking to Coach Mole last week, he was really mentioning about trying to get Brandon Trepp comfortable in this lineup. He likes the way he swings the bat, and that's why he's going with him as the designated hitter. So let's see if he can come through here with runners on the corner and 1 away.
And a true sign that Trepp is becoming a staple in the order. 0-1, that ball's high. 1-1 is that, you know, righty on righty. He's still your DH.
Yep.
When Chris Chatfield is obviously a left-handed hitter and is not
senior
in the lineup.
too.
Absolutely. So Trepp being the youngster, the freshman, continuing to get the nod. Last night had a good game, 1 for 3 with a walk. Did strike out a couple of times, but everyone pretty much struck out against that kid Agnos, except for Genord Gonzalez. I want to say runner is going. They are going to throw. Runner stays put at third base. They actually get him. Wow. As Pedrado, that had the look of maybe a play where the catcher wouldn't throw it due to a runner being on third base, and instead they get the second out, and that was a nice peg by Washer.
Yeah, tough play right there with Pedrado taking off. You got to know with Genord at third that the double steal's probably not on there. That's why
True.
I think Washer had no problems throwing it down. Lloyd making the nice snare and the tag, and now there's 2 away.
And now just the runner on third base, and Genord stayed put the whole time there, and 2-1 to Shrep. So ECU gets a big out in the base paths, and this game being tied at 1 had the feel of certainly the Bulls taking the lead, and now going to have to come up with a 2-out hit in order for that to happen. That ball's low, 3-1.
So 1-1 count there, Derek. It's an interesting call there to steal second base. I don't know if there was a hit and run possibly missed or if it was just a straight steal.
That ball is right on the inside corner for a called strike 2, 3-2. Yeah,
that's interesting because you don't look at Pedrado as a guy that's a big old base stealer. On the year, he's 3 of 5, now 3 of 6 for steals. So Oh, we'll see. It's interesting. Yeah, but I like it. I like the aggression early on. It's a hitter's game.
And it still took a good throw to get him.
Oh, for sure.
3-2, 2 away, and there's a swung on and miss. Took a little bit off that, and that was a dandy pitch by Smith. So we talked about him not being a strikeout guy. Naturally, he strikes out 2 in the inning, but the Bulls do score for the first time this series. That certainly is a positive development. They get 1 run on 2 hits, no errors, and the man left stranded at third base being Genord. We go to the second, 1-1. This is baseball on the USF Radio Network presented by Marathon.
Fans love baseball and the food that goes along with it, like shareable appetizers, pizza, wings, burgers, and fries. Cisco lives at the heart of food and service, as we are passionately committed to the success of every customer, supplier partner, community, and each one of our 65,000 associates. Follow our trucks to your next great meal. Cisco West Coast Florida is a proud partner of the USF Bulls. Go Bulls!
Uber has been doing a ton of great things this last year, and Uber Rewards is going to make you love Uber even more. With Uber Rewards, you'll get rewarded for things you're already doing. Every eligible dollar you spend on rides and Uber Eats earns you points that unlock amazing benefits, like Uber Cash, complimentary surprise upgrades, flexible cancellations, and so much more. Your life is about to get more rewarding thanks to Uber. Get all the info and terms at uber.com/rewards. That's uber.com/rewards.
This is USF Baseball on the USF Radio Network, presented by Marathon.
Creating an inspiring outdoor experience for over 20 years, ASI Landscape Management is the proud presenter of this weekend series against the ECU Pirates. ASI combines unique and sustainable landscape design with an emphasis on exceptional service throughout Central Florida. ASI Landscape Management, enhancing landscapes and lives. Derek Sharp, Jay Retcher here in Tampa. Game 2 of the series between the Bulls and the Pirates. And both teams get a run on 2 hits in the first inning. Alec Wisely now facing a man who had a pretty nice night. He's had a pretty nice freshman season. Thomas Francisco. It's 1-1. DH for this club out of Virginia. Swings and misses at that pitch. 1-2. Wisely's taken something off a couple of pitches here, mixing him very well in and out. Did give up the RBI single to Alec Burleson, but gosh, it's really tough to get through that top of the order throughout the entire course of a night without giving up a run. Happened once last night. It's actually the bottom of the order that got the Pirates most of their damage. That ball is low, 2-2. Wisely delivers. That ball is squibbed over to the left side of the infield, but Sullivan's able to maintain it. Send it across the diamond for out number 1. That ball was a little bit tricky off the bat, but Sullivan, man, he continues to look comfortable over there at third base.
Without a doubt, the guy that was the Sunday catcher for the first part of the year, he's really settled in there at third, taking over for the freshman Buck, and he's looked really good over there. That's a lot harder of a play than it looks. You look at it and you look at the speed and you go, it can't be too hard. But that ball is spinning like a top. It made it look a lot easier than it really was.
Great job there. Hey, a right-hander. Wisely must feel so comfortable, and it's popped up immediately. Joe Genord is going to really settle under it, taking his time to retire Brady Lloyd on 1 pitch. Oh, that was so far an easy doing for righty on righty for Alec Wisely.
Sure, Alec's like, hey, man, I get to throw my slider to a righty. And first pitch swinging on the fastball, it's like, well, I don't even have to use my slider yet. Awesome.
You mentioned of course, Jake Sullivan starting off as a Sunday catcher. This guy, Jake Washer, started off his career as the bullpen catcher, redshirt as a freshman, and he has steadily become more and more important on this team. And there's the slider away, and it's looked at for strike 1 by Jake Washer. The big hit last night, his 3rd homer of the season, 13 RBI. He's pretty much been in there every game but 2 this year. That's saying something for a catcher. That ball stays outside. Starts outside and stays outside 1-1.
Kind of reminds you of the Bulls catcher last year, Mr. Dietrich, and how many games Tyler played last year.
Yeah, absolutely. Getting in there and staying in there. That's a curveball a little bit low, 2-1.
And you see Wisely picking up the pace here. That's when he's flowing, he's going.
I'm going to write that down.
Write that down, brother.
Ooh.
No copyright there.
Catches the outside corner. And he has been keeping it away from the righties, which he loves to do here, and it's resulted in a maybe really quick inning. 2 outs already. Really had time to read the ASI announcement. Appreciate them presenting this game, and what do you know? Outside corner. He's loving the righties because we see that part of the plate is fair game, and Alec Wisely actually records his first strikeout. The guy who had a big first at bat last night, not going to happen tonight. 1-2-3 inning. We go to the bottom of the second. Tied up at 1 apiece. This is baseball on the USF Radio Network, presented by Marathon.
There's something out there for you and me. And the American road is calling. So what's it gonna be? Hey, it's an amazing day. Traveling our own highway. No matter where it leads us, we can smile. 'Cause it's meaning in the mind.
Marathon, fueling the American spirit.
It takes 5 years to earn a master's degree. That's the same amount of time it takes to earn a journeyman's license with the IBEW. The International Brotherhood of Electrical Workers believe contractors rely on productivity. It's why we require 5 years in the classroom and on-the-job training to become an IBEW Local 915 electrician. IBEW, where passion plus skill locks arms with value. The time is now to hire IBEW electricians.
This is USF Baseball on the USF Radio Network, presented by Marathon.
After a lickety-split inning turned in by Alec Wisely, let's see if the Bulls can get something back going as they did in the first inning. Ran themselves out of the inning, but that's the chance you take when you are trying to be aggressive on the base paths, which the Bulls were in the previous inning. Austin Pedrado, who had the RBI single, was wiped out trying to steal second base. Now the sun becomes a factor as it pops out from beneath the clouds here in the bottom of the second. Bright sunshine. It really did affect the Pirates negatively in that wild first inning last night. If you weren't with us, Jake Agnew struck out 4 in the first inning because the first 2 were dropped, strike 3. And on the first one, the throw by the catcher, Washer over to first base and Brickhouse, he just whiffed at it. And he's kind of standing in the sun now. Actually, the shade from the overhang may be in his line of catching the ball, but that happened. And then the second one was the craziest one, where Washer kind of got confused and disoriented and faked the throw to second and ended up not making a throw at all. But nothing crazy like that here tonight. But we'll keep an eye on that sun. And right now, since this game starts a half hour earlier, it's more of a factor possibly. And in the shade right now, seeing, of course, that could affect the hitter, as the pitcher is in the bright sunlight and the batter is in the shade, and that's Jake Sullivan. First pitch to him. I think he saw that one well, but fouled it off. 0-1.
Yeah, a little bit out in front of that one. Jake, a local product from Durant High School. I coached against him many, many moons ago with his dad in the old Bullets baseball club. So I've known Jake for probably 15 years now.
He's just a baseball player. I mean, you look at him,
he looks like a baseball
exactly.
player.
Saw him out of uniform for the first time, you know, and that's what he looks like there. He looks like he's retired as the ball is grounded to third base, and Giles had him in plenty of time. Jake, you would maybe know, not the speediest guy on the team.
No, but a lot of hustle.
I was going to say, legged it out as much as he could there, but not quite enough. So he grounds out to start off the second inning. Now Tyler Dietrich, misleading 0 for 4 last night as he made some good contact, some solid contact, and really almost had the big hit that could have gotten the Bulls in the game. Instead it turned into an out. There's more solid contact, but the left fielder has a good jump and bobbles the ball. Brian Packer can't hold on to it. Be interesting to see how they score that one, but he continues to hit the ball and is rewarded for it either way. I think that's probably got to go as an error because he got to the ball and they just flashed it up as an error on the left fielder, Brian Packard.
Yeah, I tell you what, Dietrich, you look at his numbers and it may not wow you, but the last couple weekends I've been here, man, he's put the bat on the ball every single time, and he's impressive, man. He is a leader on this team, and every time he comes up there, he gives a professional at-bat for the USF offense.
He's swinging first pitch there. As we say, it's an error, but and he goes back to first base and the toss over by Smith. You know, sometimes, like you say, the numbers won't pop out at you, but he is making contact. That will actually lower his batting average, and who cares, because he hit the ball and put it in play, and it was kind of an awkward approach. I think it was a tough play in the beginning. They might change that later. Who knows?
Those are some of the hardest plays too, Derek. The ones that are hit right to you, kind of sinking a little bit.
Yeah.
It's, again, a lot easier said than done to make that play.
And he was right, going from that sun to the shade on the left side of the diamond as well, by the way. And Gonzalez squared at that one, but pulls the bat back. Now a long look over at his coaches, perhaps deciding whether to keep that bunt play on here with A man on first base, Tyler Dietrich. Good speed for a catcher, as they say. And with one out, then they won one game, bottom of the second. Smith, tall figure out there in the stretch, delivers, and nothing doing there. Ball one.
Yeah, interesting, because you have Giles at third, kind of playing even with the bag. He's doing a lot of moving over there. Do you go down the third baseline and try to have him make the play, or do you bunt the ball on the right side in the direction of Brickhouse? He's holding the runner on at first, so we'll see if the bunt stays on, hit and run, or they just let Nicky do his thing up there.
Nicky Gonzalez swings and misses at that curveball, and that's a decent throw, and they get the runner again. Tyler Dietrich threw up his hands. I think that was meant to be a hit and run, but the contact didn't come, and now there are 2 away and 2 strikes.
It was. It looked like a hit and run there, and Nicky just swings right through that pitch. It's hard because you want to shoot that ball to the right side, but that ball was darting into you, so you're kind of in no man's land right there, but you got to make contact anyway, or you leave the runner up out to dry, and that's exactly what happened there.
Yeah, it was a tough pitch to hit. Probably Smith, whether he intended it to or not, best pitch of the day, and that one's just absolutely tapped. It's going to be a tough play for Washington. He gets to the ball, and he can't make the play. It's thrown away at first base, and Gonzalez maybe able to get to third. Now he's going to cruise into second, so the effect of a sacrifice bunt, if you will, and that'll be another error, no doubt, on the throw. And either way, a runner on second with 2 outs.
Yeah, Washer coming out from behind the plate there. It looked like it would have been a really easy play for Smith to just take 2 steps forward to make the play. You like your catcher to be aggressive there, but you have to swing your glove side all the way around to square your shoulders up to make the throw. He didn't do that. His arm slot is low there. He throws the ball into right field, and now Gonzalez is in scoring position with 2 away for the 9-hole hitter.
So ruled an infield single, plus, of course, the error on the throw. That's the second error in the inning. And even though the disappointment of not connecting on the hit and run, you have to realize that this inning should be over anyway. And the Bulls have a chance to score with Garrett Zeck up to the plate. Had a hit last night and looks at a ball low there. Garrett is hitting .255 on the season. Again, we talked about the lineup decisions, and he had been on the outside of it for the larger part of 4 straight games. Only came on in 1 pinch hit situation, but since then, and we're talking about 2 weekends ago, he has been in the lineup every time. 1-0, been leading off in 1 game. Curveball hits the outside corner, 1-1.
Yeah, Zeck is going to give you that experience, obviously being a senior. He's a solid defender out in left field as well, and a guy that's putting the bat on the ball and putting some pressure on the defense. So I think Coach Moll is very comfortable with them in the 9 spot, and as you alluded to, he's got to change up the lineup, putting him at the top as well.
And I'm telling you, he is a workout fiend. He's always trying to improve himself that way, and that ball's outside 2-1. He's one of those guys, and I'd probably be the exact same way, that'll just run around at the various places you can run around on campus, football field, wherever you can run without your shirt, just so everyone, sort of sees what's going on. That's Garrett Zeck. Seriously, he's always trying to improve himself. He hits that ball to the right side of the infield. It takes a high hop, but Lloyd handles it, and that is going to be out number 3 in the inning. So the Bulls kind of had an up and down inning there. They had a couple of chances to get something going. Then again, they got some help from the opposition. And the score at the end of 2 stays at 1 apiece.
Manly Man. Amalie Motor Oil tips its hat to the Manly Man. Manly Man. You one time wrestled a bear for $50. Manly Man. You always order the lumberjack breakfast. Manly Man, man. And you know that nothing protects your engine better than Amalie Elixir Full Synthetic Motor Oil. Family owned and Tampa Bay grown.
AMALIE, better than it has to be. Amalie.
Amalie Motor Oil, proud sponsor of USF Athletics.
Best tailgate? It's gotta be burgers. And an ice cold Coke.
Real football y pollo asado.
Mac and cheese.
You need a hot grill.
And an ice cold Coke.
Of course.
Football and Coke, come on.
It's got to be Coke.
Game day? Race day.
Calls for Coke. You know it.
It's tailgate 101.
This is Charlie Strong. Not all fans agree on the best game day foods, but when it's served with an ice-cold Coca-Cola, you know you've got yourself a winner. Coca-Cola. Taste the feeling, grab one, and go Bulls.
This is USF Baseball on the USF Radio Network, presented by Marathon.
Derek Sharp, Jay Retcher back here. Bulls and Pirates tied at 1 apiece, and it's been very encouraging to see good at-bats, even though, ironically, once they've gotten on the base paths today, Jay, that's when things have sort of sputtered for the Bulls.
Yeah, without a doubt. You got to give credit to Smith there on the bump, making the good pitches when he has to. And you see Ryder Giles stepping up to the plate. We mentioned the freshman third baseman for the Pirates. 8 sacrifice bunts this year for the ECU third baseman. That's how you stay in the lineup as a young player. And you mentioned before, he plays a really good, solid defense at the hot corner.
And he's a solid side-armed relief pitcher. He's gotten in now eight times. We saw him get, well, not the save because it was a 4-0 game, but finish it off with no issues last night. He's ahead 2-0 in the count. Alec Wisely trying to bust him inside there. No chance of a sacrifice bunt here. I guarantee you there was no sacrifice bunt here. That is quite some number, and something that they did a lot last year. Wisely gets the slider to hit on the inside corner that time, 2-1. In fact, they were second in the nation in sacrifice bunts, 38. Wow, that is a large amount. And excuse me, swing that Joe Genord's. Oh, it's going to hit off the bag. And actually, Wisely tried to scoop it, and it's going to be safe. Boy, that was a bad break, as Genord maybe had a chance to charge it, but it didn't look like it was going to get to the bag. It looked like it was going to stay inside, and he could just scoop it. Instead, it hits the bag, pops up, and give Wisely credit for following it, but also the runner Giles for beating it out.
That's exactly how he drew it up. That's what he's going to say after the game, Derek. Yeah, I just wanted the check swing and hit it off the bag. If you tried to do that, probably you get 50 attempts to do it. You might be able to do that 1 or 2 times. But, hey, sometimes it's better to be lucky than good.
Well, that was definitely lucky. And now it's something you definitely are wary of, the top of the order. And a guy that can hit the ball well does deep to left, Brian Packard. But Garrett Zek settles underneath it at the track and records the out. You can see the raw power of Packard there. That was an easy opposite field swing that made it to the warning track.
Yeah, that was very impressive. Sometimes you learn more about a hitter when he makes out than when he gets on base, and that's a good piece of hitting right there. And Zach, calm, cool, and collected there at the warning track, makes the snare for the first out.
So still no hits for the outstanding Brian Packard. His batting average is dipped to 338. You look at his high school numbers, and it's just a lot of the players on this ECU team. You could see that they were stars. The Giles is at first base, though, over there just a little bit late. He, as a freshman, Packard, we're talking about the guy at the top of the order, just flew out. Well, he hit 477, set his school record for most hits with 53 as another throw over to first. Ended up as a junior, batting a 547 clip, but then he dipped to only 440 as a senior, so it's amazing they let him keep the scholarship. Brian Packard is unreal, and he almost took one deep. That one, first pitch actually thrown to the number 2 batter, Lane Hoover, a strike on the outside corner, 0-1.
Wisely showing that good fastball away to the left-handed batters, and we talked about how much he loves that slider. It's a real sign of maturation if you can throw that changeup as well and to keep those hitters off balance.
Umpire at first base shielding his eyes from the sun, incidentally, as it's now just affecting the right side of the infield and the outfield. Another nice pitch there by Wisely, getting ahead of the relatively less dangerous part of their order here. Granted, a guy who right now, as we speak, hitting 357, you just don't worry about him from a power perspective, so maybe challenge him a little bit. Hoover, and he tried to sneak in a fastball in the outside corner, but it stays out 1-2. Hoover did single his first time up off the end of the bat to right field, and he would come around on that 2-out hit by Burleson, the RBI single. So and it's over 40% now, another throw over to first. 40% of their runs have been with 2 outs this season, which isn't, listen, it's 33% if he hit it right down the middle, but still that means pressure hitting. And that ball is hit to the left side. It could be an out at second. It is to second for 1. They still try to make the throw to first, but still getting the lead runner there, Nick Gonzalez, on the fielder's choice, 6-4. That's a good second out.
Yeah, without a doubt. You just want to make sure 1 there, ball hit off the end of the bat. Hoover runs really well down the line there, so now you keep that hitter off of second base, and you have 2 away with the runner on first, and Spencer Brickhouse coming to the plate.
Those guys in the middle of the infield have been tremendous, and of course Gonzalez, a freshman, Santos, a junior. Ever since J.D. Duncan went out with an injury, it's been no issues at second base. A couple of errors early, but really solidly over there, Santos. Now another big bat, Brickhouse up to the plate, looks at a ball 1.
Yeah, Santos a couple nice plays in the first inning, and man, you want to talk about the versatility of this USF club. I mean, Sullivan and Santos coming into the year. So behind the plate, they would make an impact, but out in the field is really where they've been making their hay.
Spencer Brickhouse looks at ball outside 2-0. And of course, Wisely wants to stay on the corners here as much as possible. This is one guy with, again, 10 homers each of the last 2 seasons and 5 this season. You do not want to give him anything over the heart. 2-0. And one dips outside, a little bit low, 3-0.
6'4", 235 for Spencer Brickhouse. He's built like a brick house.
I mentioned those. Big dude. I mentioned those Packard High School numbers. You get to guess his career average Brickhouse in high school after this pitch, and that's fouled off, swinging.
3-0.
Absolutely. Why
and
not?
You know what? And credit to USF there and Coach Mole and Wisely right there, throwing a changeup on 3-0, 77 miles an hour, knowing that Brickhouse had the green light there. That's the game within the game they talk about it. USF wins that minor battle right there.
And a great hitter on deck, Burleson. Probably not quite as much of a powerhouse threat as the guy you have up to the dish, but still very good in his own right. Hitting .409, the on-deck hitter, so you try and get this out if you can. And that's why he keeps throwing over to first base, by the way. Take it there. Their ball is ripped down the right field line, but foul, so it'll be 3-2.
Another off-speed pitch there from Wisely. I like that. Brickhouse being very aggressive at the plate. You know what they say, if they throw it 2-2, you're probably going to throw it 3-2. So don't be surprised if you see a change up here again to try to get Brickhouse out on that front foot and to hit that ball off the end of the bat. Janord playing behind the runner at first now.
1-1, 2 outs, and he gets him.
Oh, he went to the heater.
Absolutely, swinging and missing by Brickhouse, and that is the 3rd time he struck out in this series, and that was a key spot to get him in. And we stay tied at 1, heading to the bottom of the 3rd inning. Great stuff there from Alec Wisely. This is baseball on the USF Radio Network, presented by Marathon.
Join us Saturday, April 13th for the USF football spring game on campus at Corbett Stadium. Touchdown USF! Admission is free, parking is free. Come get your first look at the 2019 USF football team.
As an offensive coordinator, I want to scare the heck out of the defensive coordinator on every snap.
It's the spring game, Saturday, April 13th, 1 p.m. at Corbett Stadium. Horns up.
Beef O'Brady's 2 for $20. Now with steak and even more options to love. Pick a starter to share, then choose 2 entrees like our new Choice Cut Sirloin. All for $20. Beef O'Brady's 2 for $20. What'll you choose?
Don't have an ordinary Monday. Have a Burger Monday at Beef O'Brady's. Stacked high with fresh Angus and fries, just $5.99 all day. Beef O'Brady's Burger Mondays. Nobody outbeefs beefs.
Pricing may vary.
This is USF Baseball on the USF Radio Network, presented by Marathon.
Another great crowd here tonight watching USF Baseball, tied at 1 as we head to the bottom of the 3rd. Get all the latest USF clothing, gifts featuring the complete line of Adidas coaches gear at the USF bookstore here on campus. It's open 7 days a week. And you can also shop online at usouthfloridabookstore.com. That's the letter U, usouthfloridabookstore.com.
All right, hold on. I'm going to go buy some stuff.
Top of the order. What a great ending to that top of the 3rd inning with a strikeout of Spencer Brickhouse, and now the guy who started the game with a single, for the Bulls anyway, Jordan Santos, looks at a fastball in the outside corner from Tyler Smith, 0-1.
He didn't like that call, and it looked like it was off the corner, but now 0-1. He'll be all right.
Wisely was getting that outside corner early on to the righties, but it hadn't been so much to the lefties, and now we see that it might be there. Not that one, that was low, 1-1. Tied at 1, bottom 3rd. Smith. And that ball is another one that's not to Santos's liking, a little bit outside. He tried to check his swing. He did, but it was still called strike. I think that's what Santos was trying to get there. Did I go around, or was that a strike? Called, and it was the latter, 1-2. And that one's well outside, 2-2.
It's a great pitch. You just talked about it, Derek, at the end of the inning there. To strike out Brickhouse, looking off speed, you go off speed 3-0, 3-1, and then 3-2, you come with the heater. And when you throw a couple of changeups, that 88-mile-an-hour fastball looked like 98 there. Great pitch by Wisely. And that kind of gives you, when you strike out a middle-of-the-lineup kind of guy there, that gives your offense a little bit of a boost. So hopefully with Santos leading off, that can kind of jumpstart this USF offense in the bottom of the 3rd.
We've had runners on base, Buku here today, but a couple of caught stealings have derailed the Bulls from getting more runs than the one that they have. That ball is fouled off, 2-2. 3 hits for each team, 2 errors by the Pirates, both coming in that last inning. Smith, incidentally, did give up 3 runs his last time out, couldn't get it out of the 5th inning with his team having given him the lead. That ball is hit to Smith, and it makes an acrobatic play and a soft throw. Boy, if that had just gone a little bit more up in the air than it did, it would have been an infield single for Santos, but instead 1 away.
Yeah, you wonder if he was cognizant of the kind of the sun there we alluded to before, making sure that it stayed out of the sight line or out of the sun line for Brickhouse. But with that being said, he does make the play, and now we have 1 away.
Talking about that last game against UCF, where again ECU every single game fell behind, came back to beat the Knights. Brickhouse had some big home runs in that series. He hit 3 batters in that game, which was really unusual. Kyle Phillips hits the ball up the middle, and it squeezes by the second baseman Lloyd. Great effort there, but that was a base hit either way. And the Bulls have a runner on base with 1 away.
It's so interesting to see the juxtaposition of the first 2 hitters of the USF lineup. You have Santos is so patient, doesn't mind getting to 2 strikes, and then Phillips, don't blink before you even say his name. He's up there hacking. And there you go, first pitch swinging, base hit. And now USF has a runner on first with 1 away.
Now the first righty in their order, Joe Genord. He's got to crowd that plate because Smith will probably try and get that slider away from him. No doubt they'll try and keep it on the inner and outer portions of the plate. That one a little too high and inside, 1-0. Kyle Phillips did bluff out there. Makes you kind of nervous because the balls have been wiped off the base path by Jake Washer twice, the catcher for the Pirates here tonight. I think they want to let Genord hit here twice tonight. The second out of the inning has been recorded on a throw from catcher to second. Phillips does have speed though. Now pitch to Genord's well high, 2-0.
Yeah, now a hitter's count here for the Bulls' number 3 hitter. And if you're ECU, you're trying to pitch to your defense here. The second baseman, Lloyd, is pretty much behind the bag at second base, a huge hole on the right side, but they're throwing Genord inside. So let's see if Smith can pitch to his defense right here.
Over to first base there. Phillips slides back. The infield is far back. It's shifted to the left side, inviting Genord to slap one to the right. Slap one to the right on Wednesday for a wind-aided home run into land. 2-0 to him. And that's high and inside. Genord kind of leaned in there. They're taking one for the team. How many times has he been hit? I know I've seen a couple of times this year, but he
5 times.
Yeah, that doesn't surprise me.
No, not at all. 3-0 he was taking all the way last at bat. Let's see if he is the same. I wouldn't be surprised if Coach Mole lets him loose here.
Let's see if it's a pitch to hit. Low and outside. So a walk to Joe Genord with a heavy bat flip to the dugout. His second walk of the game. And now Austin Bedrado, who came up in this spot, just a different runner out at second base the first time up, and came through with the RBI single. See if he can do it again.
You know, it's interesting, Derek. I was wondering last time Bedrado was up why the second baseman Lloyd was playing so close to second base. I understand you want to be in double play depth. Well, the left-handed batter up there, you got to make sure you're pinching that 3-4 hole. And you notice right now, look at Lloyd. He's about 3 steps closer to first base than he was last time to try to thwart that ball squeaking through there.
The shortstop is right behind the bag, so if he wants to drive it through the left side of the infield, the left-handed Austin Bedrado could try that. He ripped it through the right side for that base hit. We start him off away, a strike, 0-1. Bulls and Pirates tied at 1, bottom of the 3rd inning. Man up for the Bulls right now came through with their run-scoring hit to answer the Pirates' run-scoring hit with 2 outs in the top of the 1st. That's where we stand. 0-1. Smith delivers. Bedrado looks that one low, very close call, but it's 1-1. Some of those calls early in the count can have an impact late in the count. Bedrado continues to look over at his bench to see if some sort of play is on here. Phillips is out at second. Genord is at first. In a 1-1 game with 1 away. It's all ones. 1-1 count. And that one was good. Strike for Tyler Smith high in the zone.
Yeah, it's interesting. I mentioned about pitching to the defense. It looks like they're staying away from Bedrado here, whether it be that 2-seamer away or that changeup. They're trying to get him to roll over to try to start a double play. But if Bedrado can stay back and shoot it through the left side, that'll be another RBI single. All he's got to do is stay back, but it's easier said than done.
I haven't seen him go the opposite
No,
way.
he's not. That's not his strength. He likes to pull the baseball. So we'll see. And you know how it is, man. The scouting report gets out on you. That's just part of maturing as a hitter.
No doubt. See what they deliver and what happens on this 1-2 pitch. Outside, and a beauty of a curveball. Finishes right over the heart of the plate. And that's something that gets Pedrado more often than not, and it gets him there for out number 2.
Yeah, and that little backdoor breaking ball there you've seen when he's been going to the off-speed pitches has been the changeup to the lefties. When you throw that little wrinkle in there like you did right there, sometimes you just catch the guys off guard, and that's what happened to Pedrado for the second out.
And it was a heck of a pitch. It's probably the best of that ilk that we've seen from Smith here tonight. He had the one to Gonzalez as well that he missed on the hit and run. So now with 2 outs, and Tripp struck out his first time up. It's 3 strikeouts for Smith. It's pretty much as many as you're going to see in a night from him. Hopefully it doesn't happen here, but he starts off Tripp with a fastball called strike 1.
And of course we said, not a big strikeout. Okay.
He had 4 against Monmouth, and now this is the 3rd time he's hit 3. He has gone basically between 4 2/3 innings and 6 innings, all 6 of his starts. In fact, that's exactly what his range has been. We're in the bottom of the 3rd with 2 outs here. That ball's tapped foul. 0-2. So this will be the 3rd time that it felt like the Bulls have had something bigger going in an inning that it might end up with no more. He had a hit by Pedrado in the first, but Trev struck out with a runner at third base, and then 2 on in each of the last 2 innings. And again, the caught stealing, wiping a runner off in the second. Hasn't happened here yet, but good pitching by Smith. 0-2. 2 outs, runners on first and second in a 1-1 ball game. Here's the pitch, and swings and misses. Gets him with that 2-seamer busting in, and that is going to do it for the Bulls. So they have stranded 4 runners now in the ball game, and of course Tyler Smith has hit his career high in strikeouts after we said he's not much of a strikeout pitcher. Jay will take you through the middle innings. It's been a good game so far. Bulls and Pirates tied at 1. This is baseball on the USF Radio Network, presented by Marathon.
Make it count when driving. Make it count when flying. Make it count when traveling. Make it count when giving back. It's Make It Count rewards from Marathon. You earn points every time you fill up or make select purchases at Marathon. You save on gas, airfare, hotels, or support the environment. It's easy to sign up. Text JOIN to 40244. So what should you do right now? Sign up and make it count. Marathon, fueling the American spirit.
When it comes to cancer, defense isn't always the right strategy. You have to be willing to go on the offensive, to attack it relentlessly like Moffitt Cancer Center, standing up to it with the same courage Moffitt sees in every cancer patient they treat. That's why Moffitt is working every day to outsmart cancer. Not just to react to it, but to get ahead of it, which is the best way to win. To see stories of courage, visit moffitt.org/courage. Moffitt, a proud partner of the USF Bulls.
This is USF Baseball on the USF Radio Network, presented by Marathon.
Top of the 4th here at the USF Baseball Stadium. The Bulls and the Pirates tied at 1. Jay Retcher and Derek Sharp here with you. And ECU will have 4, 5, and 6 coming up here in the top of the 4th. Burleson, Brown, and Francisco. Burleson, an RBI single in the first. Takes the first pitch fastball from Wisely away for a ball. Burleson, a 409 hitter on the season. 2 jacks and 18 RBIs. Next pitch swinging, that ball is deep. It is a no-doubter. That thing is gone. Wow. On top of the Campo batting facility. Man, that was an incredible swing right there from Burleson, and ECU is now up 2-1. Wow.
Yeah, that's the moment I was kind of lingering out there, putting out there a couple of times in our pregame and in our early game. You just fear that the success that the Bulls have been able to have in these first 2 games navigating that early part of the order just can't last. And inevitably, most teams are going to find out this year that it's not going to last. And he's one of their 3 absolutely scary hitters, Packard, Brickhouse, and that guy, Burleson, that can do exactly that.
All right, I'm done with play-by-play, Derek. You take it over.
Was that the first pitch?
That was the second pitch.
Okay, well, then you're fine.
Turner Brown squares around. He takes the first pitch on the inner half for a strike. The ECU shortstop flew out to Phillips in center to end the first inning. See, line drive snared by Genord at first. That ball was hit hard, but a really nice play from the Bulls' first baseman. A couple steps to his right for the first out of the inning.
Genord continues to impress me with his glove.
He's smooth over there, isn't he, for a big guy?
It really is something. I mean, you just don't talk about it because you talk about his bat so often, but he's very reliable.
Designated hitter Thomas Francisco gets into one. That thing is gone over the American flag in right field. The second homer of the inning. My goodness, the 4th home run of the year for the designated hitter. And now it's 3-1 ECU. Wow.
Wow, that was quick. Blink and you miss it. A second home run for ECU, and that's the second time. I guess they do that now officially. The home run hitter gets carried into the dugout. The Bulls are hoping that someone can carry them at some point, but right now the Pirates' big bats are busting out.
2 out of the 3 hitters since I've taken over the play-by-play hits home runs. If Brady Lloyd goes deep here, Derek, we're gonna have to. I'm gonna have to go to the bathroom, or kind of
rethink our approach.
Yeah, exactly. Have to circle around the chair 5 times or something to break up the superstition. Squares around the bunt. He takes a called strike. Lloyd popped out to Genord at first in the 2nd inning. The senior second baseman for the Pirates, .263 hitter on the season. Takes the next pitch high, 1-1. Those were some no-doubters right there, man. Vedrado gave him a look and a couple of steps there, but he knew they were well over the fence. 1-1, breaking ball, a little bit low. 2-1.
And I think Wisely, fortunately, is a mature enough pitcher that's not going to get into his head. He's not going to start becoming a wild thrower here, which can happen to other pitchers.
Fastball in there for a called strike, 2-2. And you know what, Derek? 2 loud hits there, but the one positive sign, 2 solo shots. So it's only 3-1, and USF is still within striking distance. Line drive down the line in 3rd and is outside the bag, foul. And it seems like this second time through the order, the ECU lineup is really seeing the ball much better out of the hand for Wisely. And baseball is a game of adjustments. Now he has to adjust back to the hitters and get them off balance. And you see Lloyd there towards the front half of the box. You don't see that from many hitters. That seems to be an approach for ECU. Breaking ball, kind of a half swing there, fouled out of play. This ECU offense, when you look at it, Derek, yeah, there's some really good hitters at the top of the lineup, but a good mix of freshmen, sophomore. I mean, it's not just a senior-heavy team. And there's a called strike 3. Wisely working quick, trying to talk about the flexibility in the lineup there.
Yeah.
Wisely's like, no, man. We got to get this thing rolling.
Well, whatever class you are, that tailing fastball that just curved into the inside corner of the plate is going to be something that no one's going to be able to hit. But you're right. I mean, they are so impressive, and these freshmen, you just overlook them, but you can't. We just saw the power from Francisco.
Jake Washer stepping in now, the catcher. He's a junior, takes the first pitch for a ball, and Wisely working quick. And it doesn't seem like those home runs have rattled him. He's stepping right back in. There is a fastball in the inner half and fouled away. 1-1. Washer, a .244 hitter on the season, 3 home runs and 13 RBIs, and already made a couple of nice plays behind the plate, throwing a couple of runners out. There's a breaking ball. He swings through it. Strike 2.
I still can't get over that Burleson home run.
That thing was tattooed, man.
Wow.
Woo. That thing's still going.
He is.
He's some hitter,
Two-way star. And
fastball just off the outside corner. Nice job by Dietrich with the frame job.
You can just already tell that that's going to be a tough thing for a pro team to figure out. The Rays, for example, with McKay or letting them do both. They might have to do that with Burleson.
Line drive up the middle, hit hard, but right at Phillips for the 3rd out. A couple of loud home runs for the Pirates here in the 4th. 2 runs, 2 hits. We head to the bottom half of the 4th. ECU leads USF 3-1. You're listening to the USF Radio Network, presented by Marathon.
With Zillow, you're not just looking for a house. You're looking for the bathroom where you'll give your kids shampoo mohawks. The bonus room you'll turn into a gym and work out in every day. Starting tomorrow. You're looking for hardwood floors worthy of your signature dance move, the glitchy robot.
You're not just looking for a house. You're looking for a place for your life to happen. And whether buying or renting, Zillow makes it easy with smart search features, photos, and more. Zillow, find your way home.
Hi, I'm attorney Robert Rubenstein, and this is Rubenstein's Rules for Personal Injury. Rule number 2, beware of strangers. If you've been in an accident and a stranger contacts you to get your case, watch out. They're breaking the law. These crooks knock on your door, send you text messages, and even go into your hospital room uninvited. They work for shady clinics and lawyers who want the insurance proceeds for themselves. Don't hire them, report them. Call Rubenstein Law at 1-800-FL-LEGAL. Offices in Tampa and throughout Florida.
This is USF Baseball on the USF Radio Network, presented by Marathon.
USF trailing ECU 3-1 here in the bottom of the 4th inning. Sullivan, Dietrich, and Gonzalez coming up for USF. And I tell you what, Derek Sharp, that is 2 balls hit really well from ECU. And one thing that good teams do is they answer back. And this is a big response here from the Bulls, and Jake Sullivan, the third baseman, stepping in is going to be the guy that hopefully can be the catalyst.
Yeah, and listen, of the ECU starting pitchers, I'm about to say Burleson's always a candidate to start, but they've switched to him being a reliever, and that could change once you get to the postseason and the regionals. But this is the guy you can get. The Bulls got him last year, and again, he's not a candidate to go much further.
And there you go. First pitch, swinging, line drive, base hit up the middle for Jake Sullivan. And that's the big reason why he is in the lineup for the Bulls. Nice piece of hitting right there, and this is the response. This is what teams need to do. You know ECU is going to be able to swing it. Sullivan answers with a single.
No doubt about that, and I think you're talking about the adjustments, and that was one where, hey, you see an early fastball, it's not going to be one that whizzes past you, smash it. And that's what they just did.
Tyler Dietrich stepping in, the senior catcher for the Bulls. First pitch, breaking ball just a bit inside, ball 1.
Adjustment there on the other side.
There you go.
And Dietrich's a good fastball hitter. Scorched the ball off him. I know it says E7 in the book, but it was a well-hit ball to left.
He got thrown out attempting to steal after reaching on the air. Swinging, he fouls that one out. Got a piece of washer behind the plate, and that will even the count at 1 apiece.
Incidentally, this is year number 2 for me calling a baseball for USF, and I have refrained thus far from any washer puns. So that, I don't just grab the alley-oop and throw it down like Zion Williamson every time.
Appreciate the Duke reference, my friend.
Or like Alexis Yetna.
I was gonna say.
Probably should have said that.
Ground balls could be 2. Steps on the bag and throws it across the diamond. A good play by Brown there, and Dietrich, the 6-6-3 double play. 1 pitch, 2 outs for Smith, and the rally is thwarted here. 2 away now for the shortstop, Nick Gonzalez.
He is a ground ball pitcher, and 4 strikeouts notwithstanding, that is not anything the Pirates are unused to seeing, and unfortunately, the Bulls just saw it.
He takes a little bit off on that pitch. Dietrich rolls over. Brown makes a really nice play at short, takes it himself, and now it's 2 away for Gonzalez. He takes the first pitch, breaking ball in there for a strike. Nick, freshman from nearby Alonzo High School, was talking to his high school coach, Londi Faedo, a couple days ago. And foul ball, he kind of fouls that one off him, and quickly behind 0-2 here.
It is funny, you call him Nicky. I think, he wanted to be Nick, but he's a freshman, so you'll hear the coaches call him Nicky.
Yeah.
he might graduate to Nick soon enough. I don't know if
without
he's completely there.
No, and there's another kid that I've coached against for many, many years, so probably known him for about 10 years as well. So heard him called a lot of different things. And there's a breaking, usually good.
Okay.
Breaking ball down there. Nice take, 1-2. Gonzalez 231 on the season. Takes that fastball, close pitch there. What a good take.
Smith was hoping for that season high.
Yeah, he heard us. He heard us in the dugout saying that he wasn't a strikeout pitcher, and he was trying to prove us wrong, I think.
There's USF dudes up there.
That's right. Here's the 2-2. Fastball line drive into right center. Burleson over, makes the grab. Nice piece of hitting there by Gonzalez, but nothing to show for it. 1 hit, no runs, nobody left on. We head to the 5th inning. USF trailing ECU 3-1. You're listening to the USF Radio Network, presented by Marathon.
A real bright future story from the Florida Lottery.
My name is Laura Wilhelm, and I had the great pleasure of working with Rocky D. Bull at the University of South Florida. Whether it's interacting with a child on game day or interacting with the students on campus, I love being a Bull at USF. I want to personally thank Florida Lottery for funding Bright Futures, because without that financial help, I would have never made it to USF Athletics and tried out to be Rocky D. Bull.
View more success stories at flalottery.com/brightfutures.
Hi, I'm Misty Wells, Tampa Bay Times outdoor correspondent. I'd like to invite you to check out my new video series called Let's Take It Outside. Every other Thursday, I'll take you on an adventure to a destination in the Sunshine State or beyond. From the water to the woods, discover ways to enjoy the outdoors with your family and friends. To see me live and in action, go to tampabay.com/outdoors.
The Tampa Bay Times, journalism that matters.
This is USF Baseball on the USF Radio Network, presented by Marathon.
We head to the top of the 5th inning here at the USF Baseball Stadium. Jay Retcher and Derek Sharp with you on the call. And the Bulls trailing by a pair here. They'll be facing Ryder Giles, the freshman third baseman for ECU, to lead off. He singled on that really weird check swing down the first base line that bounced off the bag in the 3rd inning, but he was erased on a fielder's choice, hit by the number 2 hitter, Lane Hoover. Alec Wisely towing the rubber for his 5th inning of work.
Also to our right, a cavalcade of possible bullpen arms. I guess that was the cattle call because I see Richie Cruz, I see Dylan Burns.
Everybody's heading down there.
And it's not like there's an emergency situation here, but we'll keep an eye on the pitch count of Wisely. It's at 54, which is pretty good.
First pitch ball, second pitch ball, so now 2-0 quickly to Ryder Giles. I mentioned him, the rookie third baseman with a bunch of sacrifice bunts, 241 hitter on the year. That pitch is in there for a called strike, 2-1.
It's be frustrating for Giles to not come up in a sacrifice bunt situation.
Yeah,
what's
he's
this
like,
leading
I'm
off?
not a leadoff hitter.
Second time, I don't like this at all.
I don't like this leadoff stuff. Here's the 2-1. Fastball in there for a called strike, and the count is now even at 2-2. It's impressive for Wisely. Even when he falls behind hitters, he's able to get right back into the count by just attacking the zone. Breaking ball, jam shot, shallow left field. It's going to be a tough play for Zek, but he comes on in and makes the play for the first out.
Told you. He's always sprinting and running and working out. He's got some great
paid
speed.
off.
Absolutely.
It paid off.
And that first burst got it taken care of. And as you say, that was a pitch shot that could have dropped in. And if you're wondering about pitch count with Wisely, incidentally, his fewest pitches thrown all year is 86 in a game. So he's still got a couple innings left in that arm.
Yeah, he's a workhorse. It looks like 59 right here in the 5th. Back to the top of the lineup for ECU. Bryant Packard, first pitch hacking, fouled off, and he's behind 0-1. Grounded out to second in the first, flew out deep to Zek in left. So we've seen Zek go back to the track for that fly ball in the 3rd for Packard, and coming in on that nice play there for Giles. 0-1 swinging line, fouled straight back again, and Packard, he's got some swing. He's real quiet at the plate there. He just doesn't seem to be able to square up any of these pitches so far in this series. Hopefully he doesn't figure it out
well,
this weekend.
Get that opposite one to left, remember, that easy swing. It's like, come on, and you're right, he didn't square it up, thankfully.
And imagine that. Imagine not being able to square a ball and be able to hit the ball the opposite field 320 feet. It's impressive. Here's the 0-2. Fastball outside, 1-2.
It was something to keep him, knock on wood, off the hit ledger so far. He came in on a 4-game hitting streak, had a 4-hit game against Maryland not too long ago.
Another pitch fouled back, and it's ironic because he gets on base at a 416 clip. It's at 407 now, but only 2 steals on the year. So you're seeing 2 leadoff hitters with Packard and Santos, who they're batting at the top of the lineup because they get on base, not because they're big, stolen base threats. So a similar makeup there. Another fastball high and away, 2-2, and this is what they do. They work counts. They get these pitchers' pitch counts up, and they try to get on base for the hitters behind them.
And he hadn't walked anyone yet, Wisely, which is definitely something ECU tries to do more often.
Fastball and jam shot, and there you go. That one drops into left field for a 1-out single. That was probably one of the weakest balls that he's hit, and that's just baseball for you, man.
First hit of the series, and I'm telling you, folks, a single for his first hit of the series is a victory against that guy.
Without a doubt, stepping up to the plate for ECU, Lane Hoover, the freshman center fielder for this Pirate team. He singled and scored in the first, and then grounded into a fielder's choice in the third. First pitch swing, ground ball, could be two. Santos flips it to Gonzalez for one, barehanded across to Genord for the third out. What a nice play there. Santos to Gonzalez to Genord, and just like that, wisely erases the damage. And that looked really, really good there. So no hits, no runs, nobody left on. We head to the bottom half of the fifth inning. USF trails ECU 3-1. You're listening to the USF Radio Network, presented by Marathon.
Hey, Bulls fans. When the Bulls win, you win with Papa John's Pizza. This season, get 50% off your regular menu price online order at papajohns.com the day after the Bulls win. Use online promo code USFWINS.
All right.
Papa John's Pizza, the official pizza of USF Athletics. Online offer valid at participating locations. Better ingredients, better pizza. Yeah! papajohns.com.
USF Health is the largest academic medical center in West Central Florida. A place where discoveries are made. The future generation of professionals are trained. And nearly 900 specialists come together because of you. USF Health, making life better.
This is USF Baseball on the USF Radio Network, presented by Marathon.
Bottom of the fifth coming up. A really nice double play to end the top half. Now the Bulls will look to get a rally to even this thing up or possibly take the lead. And this is why you have a guy like Garrett Zeck batting in the 9-hole. A really nice play to start the top half of the inning, coming in and making a nice play on that shallow fly ball from Lloyd. Zeck grounded out to second his first at-bat. First pitch swinging down the line, foul.
Boy, he really got all of that one.
Try to bust him inside. Well, not bust him, but a change up inside to get him out in front. And Zeck just a hair out in front.
You know, Dietrich, when he grounded into that double play, and really the trade-off for the Bulls, they've actually turned for themselves if you count a strike him out, throw him out last night. And that one was fantastic on the turn, my gosh.
Zeck, oh, that ball looked like it was close to hitting him, but he takes inside 1-1.
You called it the bare hand by Gonzalez. I mean, that he's already made about a dozen spectacular plays this year as a freshman.
1-1 swinging. That ball is jam shot, shallow outfield. Brown back. He makes the play for the first out. Looked like it could have been danger there in that Bermuda triangle between second, short, and center, but Brown gets a good jump on that ball and makes the play look easy in shallow center field.
I didn't know it was Bermuda grass. Oh, I know what you're saying.
Oh, there we go.
I know what you're saying. You know, this ECU team has really, as good as their hitting is, pitching, it's pretty good. It's not great, but it's good enough, especially with their offense. But the defense is what's really impressed me. Even though they've committed some errors, they've also made some very good plays out there.
Back to the top of the lineup, Jordan Santos. He hits that ball to short. Brown backhands it, makes the throw across the diamond, and a nice scoop at first base by Brickhouse to get Santos. A nice play all the way around there. Brown one step to his right, backhands the ball, makes the throw flat-footed, and Brickhouse with the scoop for the second out.
And boy, Smith, he realizes, I think, that this is a valuable part of the game for him. He's trying to go beyond that 6-inning threshold, which has been his cap all year long. And on that play, he was actually like double fist pumping it on the way to first base. He had a great view of an incredible play, and his reaction spoke to it.
Yeah, he wanted that one for sure. Kyle Phillips now stepping up to the plate with 2 outs, takes the first pitch in there for a called strike, an 89-mile-an-hour heater from Smith. Phillips struck out swinging in the first, singled in the third.
Usually a guy that would swing first pitch, but after those 2 quick outs, you got to take one, right?
Yeah, without a doubt. Breaking ball off the outside corner, 1-1. Phillips, a .333 hitter on the season, 2 home runs, 17 RBIs. He's looking to put a jolt into this USF offense right now. Fastball away, 2-1.
This is the part of the order that the Bulls can pull something equivalent to what the Pirates did with those 2 solo homers in the 4th inning. And Phillips, and he hits one out, he can do basically what Burleson and Francisco did. Same part of the yard.
Line drive into left field. That's going to fall for a base hit. Nice piece of hitting there again from Kyle Phillips. And you mentioned last night his two-hit rally came to an end, or two-hit streak came to an end, and he's going to start another one here tonight. He's now 2 for 3.
5 of the last 6 games. Like I said, look for him to hit it the opposite way. No, seriously, that's a big hit. You know, you need to get it started somewhere. And Genord, you're just waiting for him to come through. He's walked the first 2 times, so probably going to be careful with him again here. But if he gets something to hit, he looks ready out there.
Yeah, he definitely wants to hit. Joe Genord walked in the first and the third. The big bat here in this USF lineup. First pitch fastball taking in there for a strike. And he went 3-0 in his first 2 counts. So that's the first time he's actually been behind in the count tonight. 345 hitter on the year for the USF first baseman. 7 jacks, 21 runs batted in. Phillips leads off at first, throw over to first. He slides back with plenty of time. 3-1 ECU here in the bottom of the 5th. 3-6-2 the count for ECU, 1-6-0 for USF.
Let you know they've been getting base runners on.
Yeah, man. 0-1 breaking ball taken down and away, 1-1. And yeah, I mean, even the 4th inning, which only 3 batters came to the plate, but Jake Sullivan did lead off with a single before being erased on that Tyler Dietrich double play. But they've had runners on, they just haven't been able to cash in. Here's the 1-1 to Genord. Fastball taking down, throw down to first. Phillips is back. And here's the money pitch right here, 2-1. Smith doesn't want to get behind 3-1 to Genord, so this is an action pitch right here.
I like that phrase.
Action pitch?
Put some action on it, Joe.
Yeah, man. Another throw over to first.
Oh, man.
Keeping an eye on Phillips over there.
Yeah, it's kind of a strange situation because maybe off with the pitch, not a straight steal thing. I mean, that's an oxymoron, what I'm saying, off with contact. And I don't know. I think that Phillips is staying put with Genord.
Oh, for sure.
At the plate.
Yeah, especially you don't want to take the bat out of his hands. There's a pitch taking inside, 3-1. Yeah, I mean, you would think after already having 2 runners thrown out at second tonight, and then arguably your best power hitter at the plate, that's, you know, there's multiple reasons why you wouldn't want to run.
Well, we're
Phillips
thinking of it that way. The other way is maybe get a cheap out and not have to worry about Joe Genord with a time run at the dish.
That's true. But then you're also letting Smith pitch around him. You have first base open there, so they, you know what I mean? They've already walked him twice tonight. Here's the 3-1. And he takes up and in again. And his on-base percentage on the evening is 1,000. Great job, Joe Genord. That's his 3rd walk of the night. Patience, if patience is a virtue, there's nobody more virtuous in this USF lineup tonight than Joe Genord.
You know, one other thing I mentioned, Smith trying to get beyond that 6th inning mark. We talked about how the Bulls got him for 3 runs and really did their damage more late in that game, but it was still a loss pinned on Smith. It was only lost last year.
Yeah.
Went 7-1, so he's trying to, shake that off and get the W here.
It's the revenge factor for sure. And this is the guy, we mentioned this before, Derek. This is the kind of the catalyst of this lineup, or the linchpin, or this is the kind of, to me, the straw that stirs the drink. And Austin Bedrato, first pitch swinging, fastball away, strike 1.
So what you're saying is he is the cliche of the lineup.
He is the cliche.
He is the cliche.
Insert random cliche here.
He's important.
He is, man. RBI single in the first, struck out looking in the 3rd with a couple of runners on. And this is a guy, I mean, right here, this is another big spot with a couple of runners on with 2 away here in the bottom of the 5th. And the throw over to second, Phillips does a good job getting back. Brown sneaking in there, a nice spin move from Smith. He gets back. That's a good play. It's a nice timing play. You got to make sure if you're the pitcher, you throw that ball as soon as he moves to try to get the out. Also, you don't want to deliver the pitch home because then you take your shortstop out of position. So I'm very impressed with some of the plays that we've seen so far from ECU. You can tell they're a well-coached club. That's a fastball down, 1-1. And you know Bedrato wants to come through here, Derek.
Yeah.
He's a guy, 280 hitter on the year, 3 home runs, 16 RBIs. Putting the ball in play, you know, if he can single up, these runners are going to be off on the crack of the bat. So if he can put the ball in play here and get it to the outfield, you're probably going to push a run across with Phillips. The 1-1. There's a line drive down the third baseline, and that's going to fall. Phillips touches third. He's going to scamper home. Genord gives it a look. He hesitates, but he's going to head to third and slide in there, and that's an RBI single for Pedrato. And we mentioned, Derek, the big thing for him going with the pitch, and that's exactly what we saw right there. He fillets one into left field, and USF now trails 3-2. A great piece of hitting from the cleanup hitter.
Outstanding job. He has driven in both runs for the Bulls today. And you're right, I was going to say that at some point he's probably going to see a change-up, and he's going to have to adjust and make a swing on that pitch, but that was just a fastball tailing, and he was able to smack it into left field for a 3-2 score.
Great job there by Pedrato, and that'll bring up Brandon Treff, and he's strike out twice so far on the evening. And this is a guy that he's having trouble picking up that two-seamer inside. And of course, burrow a bunch of two-seamers inside, and the first pitch you see there, a called strike from Smith, a breaking ball darting away from you. But don't be surprised if they go back inside to the freshman designated hitter for the Bulls. Runners on the corners here with 2 away. And the Bulls get 1 to now trail 3-2. Beautiful night here at the USF Baseball Stadium. There's another breaking ball. Out in front is Schrepp, and he fouls it into the ECU dugout. Quickly ahead, 0-2, is Smith.
The 2 pitchers out there in the bullpen for the Pirates are limbering up even more quickly, so you would imagine if, and that's what we hope to see, the Bulls get another base hit here to tie the game, or even better, that might signal the end of the night to Smith, and that whole situation about trying to grab a W would go out the window.
Yeah, without a doubt. Now you're seeing the catcher, Washer, come out to the front of the plate and putting on the first and third play. I don't see how the call would be anything else. It would be to throw through. We've already seen that one time with Pedrato on first and Genord on third. And that was with 1 away. This is with 2 outs, so try to get the out here. Pedrato takes off. Line drive. That ball is hit well to left field. Back, over his head. Pedrato rounding third. He will score. Schrepp to second with a double. A 2-out, 2-run double for Brandon Schrepp, and USF takes a 4-3 lead.
Oh, there was an instant there where I thought, are you kidding me? Packard's going to get to that ball, because it was smoked and deserved to be what it was. The go-ahead 2 RBI hit. I'm looking out at the USF bullpen. All those guys are going crazy out there. What a big hit these last 2.
And we mentioned earlier, Coach Mole wanted to stay with this same lineup today and show some faith in these guys, especially the younger guys. And you see that. His faith rewarded. Brandon Treff, a beautiful piece of hitting, drives that ball to left field. And now USF leads 4-3. Jake Sullivan now stepping in for the Bulls, the third baseman. First pitch happened, line drive right to Brown for the 3rd out. And a great response there from USF, all with 2 outs. Derek Sharp, 3 runs in on 3 hits, 1 left on. We head to the 6th inning. USF leads ECU 4-3. You're listening to the USF Radio Network, presented by Marathon.
Best tailgate? It's gotta be burgers and an ice cold Coke.
Real football y pollo asado. Mac and cheese.
You need a hot grill
and an ice cold Coke.
Of course.
Football and Coke, come on.
It's got to be Coke.
Game day? Race day.
Calls for Coke. You know it.
It's tailgate 101.
This is Charlie Strong. Not all fans agree on the best game day foods, but when it's served with an ice-cold Coca-Cola, you know you've got yourself a winner. Coca-Cola, taste the feeling, grab one, and go Bulls.
Join us Saturday, April 13th for the USF football spring game on campus at Corbett Stadium. Touchdown, USF! Admission is free, parking is free. Come get your first look at the 2019 USF football team.
As an offense coordinator, I want to scare the heck out of the defense coordinator on every snap.
It's the spring game, Saturday, April 13th, 1 p.m. at Corbett Stadium. Horns up.
This is USF Baseball on the USF Radio Network, presented by Marathon.
You know, there's a couple of things that good teams do, Derek, and one of them is 2-out rallies, and that's exactly what you saw from USF there. And another thing is shutdown innings. That's what they need here from Alec Wisely. The Bulls leading the ECU Pirates 4-3 here in the top half of the 6th inning, but it doesn't get any easier for Starter Alec Wisely. You got Brickhouse, Burleson, and Brown coming up. Hitters 3, 4, and 5 in the Pirate lineup.
I would say this is the A part of the lineup, but their names all start with B. Sorry.
I see what you did there.
Sorry.
First pitch, hacking, fouled straight back to the screen.
And you know what? On that first hit, the one by Medrado, as you call it, a key moment in the lineup there, and Genord, I was worried wasn't going to get to third. So fortunately he did, because he started off that at bat at first base, and that set it all up for Schrepp.
Yeah, he hesitated rounding second. He was trying to see that ball out in front, and a really nice play there to get there, and a good slide. Let's see if USF can get the shutdown inning. Here's the 1-1. That pitch is down, 2-1 now. Brickhouse grounded to second in the first, struck out swinging. A really nice at-bat there, but Wisely won the battle there in the third to end the inning there. Swinging, there's a strike. And the count is even at 2-2. Brickhouse, a .385 hitter on the year, 5 home runs, 18 RBIs. And for a big guy, doesn't strike out often. He's walked 16 times, struck out 11.
I doubt he'll strike out, man. There's really not much of a chance that he will.
I loved it. Line, you try to do the reverse psychology thing there. I know you. And it backfired. Brickhouse laces a single up the middle for a lead-off single here in the top half of the 6th inning. And striding up to the plate, the offensive star so far, I think, on the night for ECU, Alec Burleson. He singled, RBI single in the first, but the big hit in the 4th to lead off the inning, a mammoth home run on top of the Campo batting facility. This is a big pitch here from Wisely. First pitch, fastball swinging. Whew, that's a good swing. He fouls it straight back. Strike one.
Shutdown inning, much easier said than done against this team. And, we mentioned some of their high school numbers, which are ridiculous. The Brickhouse character's high school career average was .548.
Good God. Here's the 0-1. And there's a breaking ball. It's going to be left side. Sullivan's giving it a run.
Ooh.
Oh! And he
made
the grass. Oh my goodness. He made that catch. It looked like he was sliding feet first.
Why are they saying that the runner advances?
They're going to say that the runner advances because I believe he caught the ball and then fell into the dugout there.
Okay.
So, but what an unbelievable play. It isn't out, though. He slid feet first, but it looked like his spike got caught in the dirt.
That's what scared me.
So it looked like you're worried about him being hurt, but he making the out, it was almost secondary, but he makes the grab for the first out of the inning. What an unbelievable play by Jake Sullivan. Holy smokes.
Such a great play that some of the Pirates actually almost clapped. But their head coach was, to his credit, too busy making sure that the runner advanced. And that's some serious knowledge on his part.
Without a doubt, and a heck of a play by Sullivan there. And, if anything, you get Burleson out of there. And first pitch swinging is Turner Brown, and he fouls it back out of play. And you know what? Those plays are huge, Derek. Yeah, you have a runner in scoring position now with 1 out, but you saw what Burleson's done already tonight with 2 hits. That last one, a big home run. To get him out on a play like that is a big confidence boost, not just for the USF defense, but for Alec Wisely on the mound. Brown, the shortstop, has made some nice plays at short. Line, that's a ground ball, hard hit to the right side. That's going, and there will be a play at the plate. Pedrado cut off by Genord, a low throw. Oh, and nice play, nice base running there from Brown. Gonzalez couldn't pick up that throw. A short hop by Genord, and that ball trickles away, and Brown is able to scamper in there at second. Coming around to score is Brickhouse, and we are tied at 4 apiece.
So the unbelievable play by Sullivan unfortunately allows that to be a tying hit, but you can't take it away from Sullivan. That's one of the best defensive plays you'll ever see. It just ends up costing the Bulls a run, which is a strange thing. And then good job by Genord of cutting off that throw, and it should have been an out at second, but the throw wasn't exactly what you wanted from Genord.
Thomas Francisco, the designated hitter, now stepping in, and the first pitch hits him.
Man, this inning has really taken a crazy
This
turn.
has been a roller coaster inning here, where it looks like, you lead off hitter, and then the next guy's out, and it's just, my goodness, up and down. But you look at the bright side, now you have a force at all 3 bases in the infield.
And you have the right-handers finally coming up here to face the right-hander Alec Wisely.
Without a doubt. And Brady Lloyd fouled out to first his first time up, and then struck out looking in the 4th. Wisely can get out of damage here with a well-placed ground ball. That's exactly what he's looking for. And to get out of the inning. First pitch, breaking ball. Did he hold the swing? No, he did not. He could not check his swing, and that is not a called strike, but a swinging strike now. 0-1.
The 3 right-handers at the bottom of the order, only 1 hit in the first 6 at-bats, and that was that really, excuse me, dribbler by Giles that hit the first base bag, and that's the only reason they've gotten any hit.
0-1 breaking ball, and Dietrich can't keep it in front. That ball gets by him. That was a tough play there. That sweeping slider that Wisely has, Dietrich unable to keep it in front. Both runners move up.
And now, of course, you look at the ECU hitter, and he looks over to his bench, and you got to think maybe a bunt is in play in a tie game especially, and the Bulls are all over it as their corner infielders come well up the lines.
Yeah, Brady Lloyd on the year, a guy that, 260 average, but, he's a senior. He's a vet, so he knows what it takes. Infield in for the Bulls. Foul back. Lloyd up there swinging. So
second strike probably takes the bunt off.
Yeah, without a doubt. So let's see if it looks like the defense will stay the same. Gonzalez maybe a step or 2 back. Everybody else right on the grass.
5 sacrifices for this kid, but I think with, again, 2 strikes, less likely.
Francisco off second, Brown off third. Fastball in there, called strike 3, and a nice pitch by Wisely. It looked like it had a little bit of a cutter action there. It looked like it was going to be inside, and it cuts over the inner half of the plate for the second out of the inning, and a huge pitch there by Alec Wisely, and 2 away now for the 8-hitter, Jake Washer.
And again, getting out of it at 4 would be something because, well, not only a couple runners in scoring position with 1 out, but again, we told you how ECU came back all 3 games against UCF. It seems like they immediately took the lead whenever they fell behind, so to keep it tight is big.
First pitch, breaking ball, fly ball to right field. Bedrado's going to give it a look. It's going to be a tough play, and it will be out of play. Ooh, that ball just kept traveling, man. And Washer with the big hit last night, the 3-run home run. And you know what? I was wondering, Coach Mole did not like how that ball came off the bat. He's going to settle things down, taking a walk, and you don't always see that. The pitcher gets ahead 0-1, but that ball was hit pretty well. A great job, in my opinion, for Coach Mole here. Just going out there saying, hey, you got third base open. You got the 9-hitter coming up on deck.
Well, that could be the conversation. Yeah. Do you want to intentionally walk this character?
I don't think you would do that 0-1, but that just shows him, I think, right here, with knowing that Jake Washer, had a nice hit last night. Hey, man, make him hit your pitch here. Now, especially being ahead in the count, don't give in. Don't give him a fastball on the fat part of the plate. That's a good job by Coach Mole. Washer struck out looking in the second, flew out to center in the 4th. He's a 241 hitter on the year. 3 home runs, 13 RBIs. There's a breaking ball down and away.
Incidentally, good effort by Bedrado to chase that one down.
Oh, for sure.
Yeah, Washer made Bedrado a tumbler.
That a boy. That a boy. I thought you were
talking. You like the setup, too?
I like that.
Okay. Thank you.
They call him the laundry man. Okay. The Washer. Here's the 1-1. Breaking ball away, 2-1. And doing all the little things is Washer for this ECU lineup. 21 hits on the season, 4 doubles. Even got a stolen base.
Wow.
Watch out. Here's the 2-1. Breaking ball, that's fouled out of play. 2-2.
Well, this is just the knife's edge of the game right now. 84 pitches now for Wisely, so this could be his last inning. In fact, probably will be, considering a 4th time through the lineup is in the offing. But to be able to leave it tied up, and maybe, if you could, then his team would give him a lead in the bottom of the 6th. That's what you're looking for.
That's right. 2's up here. Here's the pitch. Fastball inside, 3-2.
It's a good pitch.
It is.
Unless it hit him, but you didn't.
No, you like that, and you probably come back with the breaking ball here. Full count to Washer. This has kind of been the nuts and bolts of this game here. Didn't like that one, huh? Oh, breaking ball taken away. We've seen that call for a strike tonight, but
you know what?
Just a hair off the plate.
I'll say the same as the previous pitch. That was a great pitch because, again, with the chance at loading up the bases, with that base open, you just don't want to give Washer anything too good to hit there. And Now you got to bear down against the number 9 hitter.
Ryder Giles, the freshman third baseman, he had that pardon me, mademoiselle swing in the third, hits the base and got on there, but he also flew out to left in the fifth. So Giles, a 237 hitter on the season. No opportunity for a sac bunt again for him.
I know it.
With 2 outs. Defense straight away. Wisely looking to get out of this with no further damage. First pitch fastball just a bit high, 1-0. And that's the big thing I think with Wisely, Derek, is he's a guy that likes to work fast, and it's kind of the antithesis of when he's pitching out of the stretch, because you have to vary up your timing to throw off the runners. Now, with the bases loaded, hopefully you can just focus on the batter. Fastball swing, and that pitch is fouled away. 1-1.
Giles drove in a trio of runners in that UCF sweep series for ECU. Then again, everybody hit in that series. He's the one guy that, if you had to pick one anyway, you would want to be up for the opponent in this situation. As with 2 outs, he's a .316 hitter, but with runners in scoring position, .278.
Wisely taking a sign, comes set, and here's the 1-1. Fastball in there for a called strike.
Dramatic pause by the home plate ump.
A little bit of a dramatic pause there.
I don't need that kind of drama.
No, ECU doesn't like that one, though.
This is just all sorts of intense in a good way.
Yeah.
Last year it got a little too crazy intense, I think, with these teams.
Without a doubt. 1-2 coming up to the ECU 9-hole hitter. And here is the delivery. Fastball hits him. And that'll force in a run. USF now trailing 5-4.
That is just as rough as it gets. Needless to say, you're not even thinking about trying to let it ride that far inside. Give credit to Giles for taking it, but that is just so unexpected. And now, wow, top of the order, and you just got to hope that Wisely can shake it off here.
Yeah, you get pretty upset with that, because you're not only ahead of the count, but you give up the lead there. But you have to dial right back in, because you have a guy in Brian Packard who his at-bats seem to be getting better as the night's gone on. You can't lose your focus. This is the most important batter right in front of you right here. And hey, you had to kind of know that ECU was going to punch back. It seems to be a kind of it's a punch counter punch kind of game tonight. So just got to maintain, dive right back in there. And that ball off the end of the bat, back, Pedrato back at the fence, and it's gone. A grand slam for Bryant Packard. And ECU now leads 9-4.
I didn't want to say it, but that's the one thing you feared. Him taking it deep. He had a 2-homer game against the Bulls last year, and he just got such an easy swing. And now he's talking junk to the catcher, which is not necessary. You just hit a grand slam, young man. You don't have to rub it in, but that's what he's doing. And now ECU is having a great night.
And you know what the scary part about that is he hit that ball off the end of the bat.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
What a great hit. He is
incredible.
He is scary. He is something else.
And it's just amazing how the game turns on the drop of a hat. And now it's 9-4. 6 runs scored here in the top half of the 6th for the ECU Pirates.
Man, listen, that's what the Pirates do, though. I was going to say, if you don't hit a batter, then we're probably tied going to the 6th or bottom of the 6th, but that's not what happened, and the Pirates took advantage.
First pitch to Lane Hoover is in there for a called strike.
What a easy-looking home run that was.
Man, that thing just got up in the jet stream. Pedrato gave it a look, but it just carried over the fence. And next pitch down, 1-1.
I think Pedrato was just doing it to give us hope, because you could tell that was gone off the bat.
Fastball taken, ball 2-1. Hoover singled and scored in the first, reached on a fielder's choice in the third, and grounded into a 4-6-3 double play in the 5th. And man, it went from, it's almost like the air got let out of the balloon there. It was so tense.
Not almost, my friend.
It was crazy. About 5 minutes ago, it's like, man, this game is a nip and tuck here.
Well, they were down 3-0 in their second game to UCF. And Brickhouse 3-run homer in the 5th made it 5-3. They went 7-4, and they got down 2 homers in the first to UCF, and it didn't matter. They got it back in the middle of that game, and they're just so dangerous offensively. They're always going to be in every game they play this year.
Full count now to Hoover, freshman center fielder. Fastball, ground ball. It's going to be a tough play. Wisely, a nice backhanded stab, makes the throw across to Janord, and man, he had to bring that glove towards the inside part of the bag, but he makes the play, and the 6th inning is mercifully over. 5 runs on 3 hits.
Unfortunately, 6 runs, Jay. Hate to
6
correct
runs.
you on that
Sorry,
one.
buddy.
That's all right.
6 runs on 3 hits. My apologies.
Pains me to say.
Yeah, 6 runs. Are you sure? We could take one away. 6 runs on 3 hits. Nobody left on, and we head to the bottom half of the 6th inning. ECU leads USF 9-4. You're listening to the USF Radio Network, presented by Marathon.
Hi, I'm Misty Wells, Tampa Bay Times outdoor correspondent. I'd like to invite you to check out my new video series called Let's Take It Outside. Every other Thursday, I'll take you on an adventure to a destination in the Sunshine State or beyond. From the water to the woods, discover ways to enjoy the outdoors with your family and friends. To see me live and in action, go to tampabay.com/outdoors.
The Tampa Bay Times. Journalism that matters.
Yingling Traditional Lager. The beer for drinkers who know how to tap into their inner eagle and spread their wings. So prepare yourself for takeoff and let your night take flight. When your lips meet that cold, crisp amber lager, there's no looking back. So fly over the radar. Tonight's about the lager, and this lager is all about soaring higher. Yingling Traditional Lager. Spread your wings. DJ Yingling and Son, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please drink responsibly.
This is USF Baseball on the USF Radio Network, presented by Marathon.
Jay Retcher, Derek Sharp here, back with you, bottom half of the 6th inning, and my goodness, this game has turned quickly.
And say that again.
This game has turned quickly.
Oh, please.
And ECU making a change on the mound. Zach Barnes stepping in now.
What a difference. I mean, we're thinking of, maybe Whiteside keeps it 4-4 in his last inning, and then you maybe scored the bottom of the 6th. He can stand to win. Now it's Mr. Smith who's thinking, wow, I just gave up 3 runs in the bottom of the 5th, and my boys got me covered.
Well, we mentioned this before, Derek, when ECU got those 2 runs in the 4th, hey, you got to respond, and that's exactly what ECU did. They gave up a 3 spot in the 5th, and they responded in the 6th with 6 runs. So now Barnes stepping in are on the bump now for ECU, and he will face 7, 8, and 9 in the Bulls lineup. Dietrich, Gonzalez, and Zek.
Yeah, 3 guys that have appeared in 10 games entering this one. We saw one last night in Sam Lanier, and Barnes is the other. A guy that, if you look at the numbers, the Bulls might be able to touch for a couple of runs, but obviously they're going to have to score a handful now instead of just a couple.
Barnes 1-2 on the year with a 5.56 ERA, 13 strikeouts, and 1 walk, giving up 7 runs on 16 hits and 11 1/3. Tyler Dietrich, the senior backstop for the Bulls, stepping in. First pitch fastball on the outside corner, strike 1. Reached on that error to left field in the 2nd and grounded into a 6.63 double play in the 4th. Dietrich, a .217 hitter on the season, and looking to find a way on base to spark this USF lineup. Ground ball to short. Brown up to make the play, throws it across the diamond for the first out.
Still go back to that even before the grand slam, which of course is the thing that you just felt was possible. Unfortunately there, Brian Packer, but hitting the number 9 batter. Oh, Alec Wisely, you feel for him because he's pitched well against a team that, like we say, if you give up 3 or 4 runs to, you're pitching well against, and now he's going to carry that with him, unfortunately.
And you could almost tell Packard, his swings were getting better as the game went on. We talked about the deep fly ball to left, and then the single to left, and then the home run right there to give ECU a 9-4 lead. Nick Gonzalez steps up to the plate, takes the first pitch. Fastball in there for a strike. He had a swinging bunt, or a swunt, as we like to call it, in the 2nd.
I'm not going to try and say that.
No?
You can say it.
No, I'm a swunt kind of guy. He didn't hit that one so well, but he hit a line shot to right field in the 4th inning. So 1 for 2 on the day, but quickly behind 0-2. Zach Barnes, the senior right-hander for the Pirates, likes to work fast. quickly ahead, 0-2.
Pretty much all like to work fast.
They sure
when
do.
They're ahead by 5. You just want to get back to the dugout, right?
Without a doubt. Fastball, nice swing by Gonzalez. Fouls it straight back. That ball probably got a little bit too much of the plate. But Gonzalez takes a good swing. Garrett Zeck waiting on deck. 9-4 ECU here, bottom of the 6th. Jarek Sharp, Jay Retcher here with you. Beautiful night here at the USF Baseball Stadium. Here's the 0-2 to Gonzalez. Breaking ball down, good take. Nice block there from Washer.
Basically a fastball curveball guy, you can see. Throwing a changeup every now and then. Trying to get the lefties on that. Facing the righty now.
And you figure you got 11 outs left to work with if you're USF. You're just trying to scratch away, get 1 or 2 every inning here. That fastball on the outside corner, taking, called, strike 3, and a nice pitch at 89 from Barnes. And USF 2 away here in the 6th.
Beautiful pitch. You know, as we're USF people, we want USF to win every game we call. We got to throw it out there. This ECU team, I know last year made it to be able to host a regional, won the conference tournament. Very impressive team. I just have a feeling they might break. They could be a team that breaks this streak that we haven't mentioned yet of never making it to the College World Series, which shows you how often they've been, but they've never made it 29 times of making a regional.
Garrett Zeck now, first pitch, breaking ball down, ball 1.
Which is the longest active streak, by the way, in the country. So I mean, that just shows you how good they are.
Yeah.
And how tough it is to make it to Omaha, but I think they can do it.
Oh, man, definitely. I mean, you look at the guys that can swing it and just doing the little things, playing some good defense, running the bases, fastball away, 2-0 to Zeck. And you're right, I mean, you want to talk about power bats. I mean, out of all the teams that USF has played this year, I mean, they probably have the scariest top of the order they've played so far.
And we've seen the 6 and the 8 hitter. One of them, the 6 hitter, Thomas Francisco, a freshman, jack one out as well. And he's got, what, 4 home runs now? 4 homers now.
Zeck trying to start this 2-out rally for the Bulls. Ahead 2-0, takes that pitch down 3-0. Jordan Santos, the Bulls' leadoff hitter, waiting on deck. And you know what? If we learn anything about this Bulls offense, Derek, it doesn't have to be right off the bat. We saw that in the last inning. 2-out rally. Kyle Phillips singles, Janoord walks, Vedrado singles, Shrep doubles. So, hey.
Huge hit. It seems like it was so long
I
ago.
know, it was only 1 inning ago, but it seems like forever ago. The 3-0 to Zeck. And that fastball is taking in there for a strike.
Actually, I can tell by we record the games here, and the file spikes whenever we get excited. So that was exactly 24 minutes ago.
There you go.
That was it right there. That was you.
That was me. That was me yelling. Yeah.
And everybody else in the crowd yelling, not wearing purple. That is.
The 3-1. Fastball down, ball 4. So good job by Zeck there, prolonging this inning to try to get it back to the top of the order, and that's exactly what he did. Jordan Santos now striding to the plate for the Bulls. He singled in the 1st and scored. Grounded out to the pitcher Smith in the 3rd, and then grounded out to short. Hit the ball hard in the 5th. A nice backhanded stab by Brown, and then a nice pick by Brickhouse at first. So some good swings tonight from Santos. The Bulls hoping that he can replicate that here and keep this rally going in the 6th. First pitch to the Bulls leadoff hitter. Line drive right to Brickhouse. Doesn't even have to move. He takes 1 step to his left and steps on the bag for the 3rd out. No runs, no hits, 1 left on, and we head to the top of the 7th inning. USF trailing ECU 9-4. You're listening to the USF Radio Network, presented by Marathon.
Hey, Bulls fans, Ron Diaz here, and if you need to sell your home for the most money in the fastest time frame, the only names you need to remember are the Duncan Duo and RE/MAX, proud partners of USF. The Duncan Duo can give you an instant cash offer for your home or guarantee to sell your home in 29 days, or they will buy it. Trust the agents that have thousands of 5-star reviews and have sold over $1 billion worth of real estate. Go to DuncanDuo.com or call or text 813-359-8990 opportunity today.
A real bright future story from the Florida Lottery.
Hi, my name is Sam. I work at event management at the University of South Florida. Because of Bright Futures, I was able to take this role at USF Athletics and focus on something that I'm more passionate about. Because I played soccer and baseball my whole life, now I get to see what really goes on behind the scenes of college athletics. I just want to take time to thank the Florida Lottery, giving students just like myself plenty of opportunities to do exactly what they want to do in college instead of having to stress where money's going to come from.
View more success stories at flalottery.com/brightfuture.
This is USF Baseball on the USF Radio Network, presented by Marathon.
Welcome back. ECU leading USF 9-4. Top of the 7th coming up, and the USF makes a change on the hill. Alec Wisely is done for the night. Logan Lyle will now step in for the Bulls. And Lyle, a 1-1 record on the year, 3.86 ERA, 18 2/3 innings pitched, 19 hits, 8 runs all earned, 5 walks, and 22 strikeouts.
And he might be actually at the top of the list as far as reliable relievers right
now.
Not
without a
named,
doubt.
Not named Nelson Alvarez. And of course, it makes sense, like with Eason last night, to bring in that first bullpen arm from the left side against this lefty-dominated lineup.
Without a doubt. Final line on Wisely: 6 innings pitched, 9 hits, 9 runs all earned, only 1 walk, and 4 Ks, 1 wild pitch, 2 hit batters, 3 home runs, giving up 97 pitches, 62 for strikes, and his ERA jumps from 3.41 to 4.91.
With 1 swing, essentially.
It's pretty much, yeah. We didn't give you the line on Smith. 5 innings pitched, 8 hits, 4 runs, all earned, 3 walks, 4 Ks.
His ERA jumped up as well. I mean,
Yeah.
He came in and tick under 5 to 5 1/4.
Yeah, without a doubt. So, leading off the 7th inning for the Pirates is Spencer Brickhouse, their hulking first baseman. First pitch, swinging, and that ball is a no-doubter. That thing is out of here, off of the scoreboard. My goodness, 1 pitch, 1 home run, and ECU now leads 10-4. A rude welcome to Logan Lyle to this game.
And Lyle usually likes to drop in a curveball. He probably would do that if he had to do it all over again, but ECU, especially with the lead now, they're thinking, we're not going to work any counts. We're going to swing at the first thing that looks good, and with that top of the order, you're going to probably see a home run at least in there somewhere, and we saw it first pitch.
That was an impressive swing there from Brickhouse, and that'll bring up Alec Burleson. And as far as Brickhouse, there's the breaking ball. As far as Brickhouse hit that one, still not as far as the ball that Burleson hit in the 4th inning. RBI single in the 1st, a deep home run in the 4th. And he popped out on that. Oh, there's another breaking ball in there for a called strike, 1-1. He had that pop-up that Jake Sullivan made an unbelievable play. I mean, if the score stays this way, the ECU bats will be the headline, Derek, but we will not forget that wonderful play made by Jake Sullivan in the 6th.
Sure.
That fastball is fouled straight back, 1-2. I mean, first we were worried because it looked like his spike got caught in the dirt, so we were worried about his health first and foremost, and then we were like, oh, snap, he made the catch.
It was
and then
amazing.
He fell into the dugout. Unfortunately, that enabled the runner to go to second base, and it just kind of all spun out from there. Breaking ball swinging, strike 3, a nice pitch from Lyle. That's 1 away here in the 7th inning.
Yeah, that was kind of a very interesting play. Ended up setting up the runner to second base so that Turner Brown single drove him in, but after that, it just became all about that, of course, hit by pitch with the number 9 batter up, and it sort of went downhill from there.
Turner Brown switches around to the right side. He's a switch hitter. He takes the first pitch in there for a strike. The senior shortstop. Batting lefty the first 3 times today. This will be his first time batting right-handed. Second pitch, breaking ball down 1-1. He flew out to center in the 1st. Popped out to first in the 4th, and then had that RBI single, as Derek mentioned, in the 6th. He also came around to score on that Packard grand salami. Well, actually, he scored on the HBP, ground ball. Gonzalez couldn't make the play, and that'll get through there for a 1 out. I think that's a single.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
So used to him making those plays.
Yeah,
that
exactly.
It gave me that noise when he did, because you're just not used to him not coming up. It's a compliment towards him as much as anything.
Without a doubt, a 1 out single there for Brown. And that'll bring up the designated hitter for the Pirates, or will we see a pinch hitter? It looks like that's what we will see. Garrett Saylor, Bryson Worrell, the sophomore. He's a switch hitter as well. He will step in and he will bat for Thomas Francisco.
And I guess a better hitter from the right-handed side.
Yeah, without a doubt. Francisco, a left-handed hitter, so.
Their ECU game notes are pretty extensive. I'm going to see if they actually have it broken down left to right, because
I like that.
They do.
Yeah, you got splits. I got to like that. So Coach Godwin going to the bench here.
And Godwin can, go to a deep bench as well.
Breaking ball down. 1-0. Nice block there by Dietrich.
We saw Brickhouse get pulled from the game. It doesn't happen every game, but it was for defensive purposes, moving Burleson into first, getting a better outfielder out there. But if you can take him out of the lineup, you know you got a good team.
Oh, for sure. You're not worried about that at all. Here's the 1-0 to Worrell. That ball's taken down. Change up at 74. It's down 2-0. And Worrell, a 288 hitter on the season, 2 home runs and 10 RBIs. If you can have a guy coming off your bench with 2 jacks and 10 RBIs, it shows the depth of your lineup, Derek.
It really is impressive.
There's a fastball up and away, 3-0.
And we talked a little bit about it last night in the first game, but the fact that they took that series from UCF, you see that they're going to UCLA for their conference bye weekend, as it were. I mean, they have serious designs on going deep this year.
Oh, for sure. 3-0 fastball taken up and in, ball 4. And that's got to be frustrating for Coach Mull here. You're down. You want Lyle to go in there and just attack hitters. And he walks the guy on 4 pitches. Brady Lloyd, the senior second baseman, now stepping in. And he has popped out to first.
I feel like he's the only guy without a hit.
And the starting lineup,
Washer
walked.
So he'd be the only guy that hasn't done anything to get on base.
I think he's also the only guy in the lineup that hasn't scored a run yet. Yes, that's true.
Evenly split.
9
guys in the lineup and 10 runs.
There we go. First pitch taken away for a ball. It's 5 in a row now. From Lyle. Lloyd, as we mentioned, 0 for 3 on the day. Last 2 Ks, striking out, looking at 256 hitter on the year. And he swings at that pitch after 5 straight balls, and he fouls it straight back, 1-1. And you got to think, with a lot of freshmen playing some key roles for this team, with Hoover batting second and Thomas Francisco, as well as Ryder Giles playing a key position at third, that a guy like Brady Lloyd batting in that 7-hole, starting all 24, now 25 games this year. That's a ground ball to third. Sullivan over to second for 1. Santos over for first. Not going to be in time. They do force out Worrell at second. And now it's 2 away.
Yeah, Lloyd, all he did was go from a guy who didn't start a game as a freshman, only started 5 as a sophomore, to last year basically starting every game but 2 and hitting .322 and getting named first team all conference. And that's sort of your whatever guy.
Yeah.
In this lineup, and that's I don't mean anything derogatory there. But, it's like you forget about him.
Yeah, without a doubt.
And he was a first team all conference player.
But you can tell right there he can run it pretty well. He can definitely pick it at second base, and definite emotional leader for this Pirates team. Jake Washer stepping up to the plate for ECU. 2 outs here. Breaking ball down, ball 1. Washer struck out looking in the 2nd, flew out to center in the 4th, and walked and scored in the 6th. Also made a couple of nice throws from behind the plate to thwart some rallies from USF. Next pitch, that looked like it was close to hitting him as well. 2-0 now. And Lyle, who's been pretty good this year, pretty effective, only walking 6 batters. It just doesn't seem like he's his normal self tonight. He's not attacking the zone with that same familiarity that we're used to. And that pitch is in there for a called strike, a 76-mile-an-hour changeup.
Remember, his first appearance was against the Florida Gators in a tight situation. Come on, got the win. 2 innings and 4 strikeouts. But I think this is the first time he's seen a team like this. Maybe that's why he's being a little timid for him.
That fastball inside, 3-1. A lot of people don't like that one. I think, you know what, when you argue a pitch like that, I think it's just the culmination of being frustrated about the
turn of events.
Yeah, kind of how the game's going. I mean, in there, that ball's taken down, ball 4, and now the bases are loaded for Bases loaded, 2 away for the freshman Ryder Giles. And man, it's a tough play right there. Tough pitch. Now, I mean, you're down 6 right now, Derek, and you're hoping with 3 more innings to go, if you could put up a crooked number in the bottom half of the 7th, you get within a granny, you're okay. But this is a big pitch right here. A big at-bat right here. You try to keep it with, under a touchdown here.
That's a nice way to say it.
Oh, yeah.
Again, this was not dissimilar, just obviously with a different score to what faced the Bulls just an inning ago. Hopefully it works out better.
First pitch, that's a fly ball to center. Phillips back a few steps, but he plants under it, and he makes the grab for the 3rd out. So Lyle wiggles out of damage after giving a home run up to Brickhouse. That's 1 run on 2 hits and 3 runners left on. We head to the bottom half of the 7th inning. USF trails ECU 10-4. We'll be right back right here on the USF Radio Network, presented by Marathon.
Manly Man. Manly Motor Oil tips its hat to the manly man. Manly Man. You had a beard before it was cool, like in 3rd grade. Manly Man. You get up before the sun because it's lazy and weak. Manly Man, man, man. And you know that nothing protects your engine better than Emily Elixir Full Synthetic Motor Oil. Family owned and Tampa Bay grown. AMALIE, better than it has to be.
Emily Motor Oil, proud sponsor of USF Athletics.
Yingling Traditional Lager. The beer for drinkers who know how to tap into their inner eagle and spread their wings. So prepare yourself for takeoff and let your night take flight.
Liftoff.
When your lips meet that cold, crisp amber lager, there's no looking back. So fly over the radar. Tonight's about the lager, and this lager is all about soaring higher. Yingling Traditional Lager. Spread your wings. DJ Yingling and Son, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please drink responsibly.
This is USF Baseball on the USF Radio Network, presented by Marathon.
Zach Barnes to the mound for his 2nd inning of work for the ECU Pirates. USF trailing 10-4 here in the bottom of the 7th inning. They'll have the 2, 3, 4 hitters coming up. Kyle Phillips, Joe Genord, and Austin Bedrado. Right back at it tomorrow here for Game 3 of the series. First pitch slated for 1 p.m. Our pregame show will start at 12:45. Projected starter for both teams is a guy named TBA. So we will let you know and keep you abreast of that situation as we get closer to the first pitch. Kyle Phillips stepping up to the plate for USF. Struck out swinging in the first, but has bounced back nicely in this game at the plate. Singled in the 3rd, singled and scored in the 5th. Nice season so far for the Bulls center fielder. A nice .340 average, 2 homers, 17 RBIs. First pitch swinging. That ball is crushed down the line, but it will be foul. Man, that ball was hit a long way. Love the aggression here from Phillips. I know some people say you're down 6, you got to take pitches, but you got to stay within yourself. You got to make sure that you're executing your game plan at the plate. It's that mano-a-mano battle with the pitcher. You got to win that battle. And Phillips is comfortable swinging at the first pitch, so more power to him. Next pitch, stroke down the line, hard ground ball, foul. Barnes quickly ahead 0-2. Totals 10, 11, and 2 for ECU, 4, 8, and 0 for the USF Bulls. And here's the 0-2 from Barnes to Phillips. And that ball is fouled off of Phillips. Genord will come out, grab the ball, and chuck it back to the dugout. Pretty good turnout at the game tonight. Both teams represented with fans. You can tell the ECU fans are a mile away, purple and gold. They definitely do stick out for sure.
Love their baseball team.
Here's the 0-2. And that ball is there's another swunt, Derek, down the 3rd baseline, and Phillips is going to beat it out for his 3rd hit of the night.
If that's what it takes to get the Bulls to come back and win this game, I will always call it a swunt.
You know what they like to call it? It's goodwill swunting right there, my friend. You like that. I know you do. That's the third hit of the night for Phillips, and that'll bring up Joe Genord. 3 walks, Mr. On-base percentage. Walked in the first, third, and fifth, and the fifth he came in to score on that RBI double from Brandon Schrepf.
Now you hope that since the game is not so tight as the first 3 times when Joe came up, that he actually gets a pitch to hit.
Yeah, without a doubt.
That'd be fun.
And the thing is, we were talking about Logan Lyle that last inning about, bases loaded, keep it with under a touchdown. We kind of, we always love to use other sports references here, but you know what? In a situation like this, there's no pressure, it seems like. But if USF can come back here and get a couple of runs, that puts all the pressure back on ECU. So let's say Genord gets into one here and it's 10-6. Now they're within striking distance. You just get a couple. You just keep chipping away at this lead. You got 9 outs to work with here. This never say die attitude. It's a boxing match. It's a punch counter punch. It's a couple of throws over to first, and Phillips gets back in time. That's got to be 7 or 8 throws to first with Phillips.
And always, of course, with Genord at the dish, trying to wipe out the potential damage if possible.
First pitch to the north, fastball outside corner in there for a strike, and Joe, a 345 hitter on the year. 7 home runs, 21 RBIs, 7 doubles.
Phillips batting average sitting on 347 with the 3 hits tonight.
Yeah, those 2 guys, man, the only guys over 300 in the starting lineup, and another throw over to first. Austin Medrado waiting on Dick. He's got 2 RBIs on the night. Barnes, that pace is slowed considerably with the runner on first. There's the 0-1 to Genord. Fastball fouled away, 0-2. And kind of the difference between a couple of at-bats here. Derek goes behind, he gets ahead 3-0 in the first 2 at-bats. He falls behind but works another walk in this third at-bat, and now quickly behind 0-2 against Barnes. You see how the defense is shifting him short and third, playing very deep. The second baseman, Lloyd, back on the cut, just a couple of steps over from
the
second.
Left fielder is, by the way.
The left fielder's out in Pasco County. Here's the 0-2. Fastball down and away, 1-2. Yeah, I think if he's any farther back, he's going to be at the Wiregrass outlets out there.
Well, everyone else is.
That's right.
These days, gosh. New restaurant opens up there every hour.
And, you and me are probably watching soccer out there. Like the last time we were out there for a World Cup game.
That's right.
Here's the 1-2. Breaking ball. Change up swinging. Strike 3 and a nice pitch there by Barnes. And Genord swings through it.
And
first
that's
out.
Really the approach that most teams have taken against Joe. That had not been the case. It had been staying inside or way outside for the Pirates. So first time we've seen that, and hey, it worked out. For the other team.
Yeah, for the other guys. Austin Medrado stepping in. A nice night for him offensively. 2 for 3. RBI singles in the first and fifth. Struck out looking in the third. Came in to score on that Brandon Schrepf double. But big thing with him, Derek, is using the whole field. He takes the first pitch fastball in there for a called strike. A 289 hitter on the season. 3 home runs, 17 RBIs. And this is a crucial inning here for USF to get themselves back into this thing.
You wanna, even if you can't complete the comeback, give ECU something to think about for tomorrow other than, well, we rolled over them.
That ball's down. A nice scoop behind the plate there by Washer.
Got a point from his pitcher there. Thank you.
Appreciate that, buddy. 1-1. Yeah, and if anything, get into this bullpen a little bit more. Get Barnes' pitch count up there. Get some more action in the bullpen. So maybe affect tomorrow's outcome with who they use out of the bullpen as well.
Be surprised to see Lola for the first time tonight at
the 1-1. Oh, and that pitch is fouled to the left side. Giving it a look is Giles in foul territory. Oh, and he misses it.
Thought it hit him in the head for a second there. I'm glad it didn't.
It hit him in the worst possible place, the glove.
Good athleticism to get over there.
Oh, without a doubt, especially with him shaded a little bit over towards shortstop with Medrado, the left-handed hitter who really does like to pull the baseball a lot. But good teams. Another thing we mentioned about, shutdown innings and having a response and 2-out rallies. The other thing is making things like that hurt. So Medrado, behind in the count 1-2, but gets away with one right there. Let's see if he can make Zach Barnes pay with this swing. The 1-2. Breaking ball off the outside corner, 2-2. And that was the pitch that got him looking in the third when Smith threw that backdoor breaking ball. It seems like the game plan for the righties throwing against the USF left-handed hitters is throwing that fastball in and then throwing that changeup to kind of keep him off the fastball. And every once in a while with 2 strikes, dropping in that backdoor breaking ball to get him looking. He tried it again there with Quadrado, but he learned a little something there and took it. Now it's 2-2.
Yeah, that has been, he's done his part tonight, put it that way.
Oh,
it's been nice to see.
Fastball, foul back. He's up there hacking, boy.
Yeah. Slicing in on him, so he did a good job to fight it off.
Yeah, without a doubt. Brandon Trepp waiting on deck. And his double in the 5th was,
it was a clutch hit for sure.
It really was a clutch hit at the time. It, put the Bulls up 4-3.
And it's an interesting thing for him because he was starting to be, is he going to be a bullpen guy now?
Yeah.
And he got popped back into the lineup. He hadn't had a 2 RBI game. He actually had his only RBI of the season in the Western Michigan series. The 2 comebacks back-to-back where he had a 2 RBI hit each night, and then this was his first ribby since then.
Here's the 2-2. Ground ball over the head of Brickhouse at first. Nice piece of hitting there. Quadrado, that's his 3rd hit of the night. Phillips scampers around to third base, and now there's runners on the corner with 1 away for Brandon Trepp.
Well, that's a little thing.
Excuse me, Burleson at first now. They made the adjustment there.
Little thing, but it certainly could have been maybe even a 1st to 2nd double play situation, but the bounce favored the Bulls, and they deserve a little bit of fortune here.
So Burleson now at first base.
Yeah, we were not given that.
Yeah, we were not privy to that
change of defensive alignment.
But yeah, I see 19 at first, so we know that's Burleson. So you alluded to it before, sometimes the adjustment that they make to get a better defensive team out there, and that's a first pitch breaking ball just on the outside corner for a strike. Brandon Trepp, 2 Ks in the 1st and 3rd, but a clutch double there in the 5th to drive home 2. The freshman is at 220 for the season, 1 home run and 6 RBIs. And a hit here would be clutch to get USF a little closer to knotting this thing up. Fastball just a touch down, 1-1. Phillips at 3rd, Quadrado at 1st. Both those guys with 3 hits on the night. They've done their part. Trepp looking for his 2nd knock. Put another run on the board for the Bulls. 1-1. Swings through it, strike 2. Nice job by Barnes there, taking a little bit off. Trepp pulling off of that pitch. Now he's got to buckle down. 1-2. Got to put the ball in play somehow. Jake Sullivan waiting on deck. Here's the 1-2 to the freshman designated hitter. And he swings through it, strike 3. Great job by Barnes battling there. And that's 2 away now for the USF 3rd baseman, Jake Sullivan.
Around the big 2 RBI hit, that's his 3rd strikeout of the night. Is ECU coming at you. And again, we talked about how few walks they issue. Tonight, it's almost you throw away the walks to Joe Genord, right?
Yeah,
because that's an exception to the rule. And outside of that, they only walk 1 guy. It was Zach at the bottom of the order once in the 6th inning.
Jake Sullivan stepping in, grounded out to 3rd in the 2nd, singled in the 4th. Popped out to short.
Well, that is saying something for Genord, a team that doesn't walk people, walking it 3
Oh,
times.
without a doubt. Oh, they know. They know who the big banger is in the USF lineup for sure. It's a mutual respect kind of thing for sure.
I'm going to guess that's Dusty Baker out there in right field. The changes, they just reflected the changes on our box score.
Okay,
so
it is Dusty Baker out
Dusty
there.
Baker.
He doesn't look like the other Dusty Baker,
Okay.
but they could be cousins. You never know. The 1-0 to Sullivan, and that's a ground ball. Gets through for a base hit. And a big 2-out single for Sullivan. Phillips comes in to score, and now it's 10-5. Clutch hit right there.
Absolutely, and like you say, a crooked number. It's a straight number right now. Got to make it crooked here. You don't want to have to put up 5 in your last 2 at-bats. And now with Dietrich, again, a guy who's been making a lot of contact. You like this matchup.
The thing is here with Dietrich, who's 0 for 3 on the night, he hit that ball hard to left when he reached on an error. Packard couldn't make the play in the second, but he grounded into a double play in the fourth and also rolled over and hit a ground ball to Brown in the sixth. He's got to stay back, use the right side of the field. Tough to do that on an inside fastball that he took right there at 88.
Well, his 2 RBI doubles that he's did uncork within a span of 4 games, both were to the right field gap.
Without a doubt, and you look how the defense is playing him. There's a huge gap in right center. There's a huge gap at second base. So if Dietrich can get back to that style of hitting, he'll be in good shape here. Here's the 0-1. Fastball in. And you know what, Derek? You watched how he brought his hands in there. He looked like he's trying to make the adjustment. He's such a smart ball player. Offensively, defensively, he's always trying to make the adjustments to make himself and his team successful. If he can get a ball out over the plate here, let it travel and drive that ball in the right center field, we could see not just Quadrado scoring, but Jake as well. Here's the 1-1. That ball, breaking ball down in the dirt. Everybody, and they called that he went around.
They've got some coaches over there in the some umpires in the Pirates dugout. They all said he went. Hey, give him credit, man.
Yeah, sometimes you influence the umpire. He's had a pretty quick trigger over there at first base today.
Incidentally, in case the ball gets in between the center and the right fielder, Baker's in center and Hoover moved over to right field. So that's the 2 guys that Dietrich wants to hit it between.
Without a doubt.
If you're keeping score at home, and I know a lot of people are right now.
Everybody's got the book broken out right now. I know it. Here's the 1-2 to Dietrich. And there it is. Fly ball to right field. Back goes Hoover. Back goes Hoover at the track. Makes the catch for the final out of the inning. So the Bulls push 1 across, 3 hits, 2 left on. We head to the top of the 8th, and Derek Sharp retakes the play-by-play duties. USF trails 10-5. You're listening to the USF Radio Network, presented by Marathon.
Hi, I'm Misty Wells, Tampa Bay Times outdoor correspondent. I'd like to invite you to check out my new video series called Let's Take It Outside. Every other Thursday, I'll take you on an adventure to a destination in the Sunshine State or beyond. From the water to the woods, discover ways to enjoy the outdoors with your family and friends. To see me live and in action, go to tampabay.com/outdoors.
The Tampa Bay Times, journalism that matters.
Hey, Bulls fans! When the Bulls win, you win with Papa John's Pizza. This season, get 50% off your regular menu price online order at papajohns.com the day after the Bulls win. Use online promo code USFWINS.
All right!
Papa John's Pizza, the official pizza of USF Athletics. Online offer valid at participating locations. Better ingredients, better pizza. papajohns.com.
This is USF Baseball on the USF Radio Network, presented by Marathon.
Creating an inspiring outdoor experience for over 20 years, ASI Landscape Management is the proud presenter of this weekend's series against the ECU Pirates. ASI combines unique and sustainable landscape design with an emphasis on exceptional service throughout Central Florida. ASI Landscape Management, enhancing landscape and lives. Derek Sharp, Jay Retcher on a Saturday night, and it has been, well, in spots a good one for the Bulls, but unfortunately the ECU Pirates have lived up to their reputation as a team that can put up a lot of runs, and they did so in a 6-run 6th inning, right after the Bulls had gone ahead with a very exciting 3-run rally in the bottom of the 5th on the RBI single, the second of the day for Austin Quadrado, followed by the go-ahead 2-run double by Brandon Trepp. But ECU answered with those 6 runs. It was kind of scratching things across. It was a tie-breaking hit by pitch, but then nothing scratching about the Bryant Packard grand slam. And speaking of him, up right now to start off the 8th inning against Logan Lyles out there for another inning. So Packard with that home run, adding 4 to the RBI total, sits on 14 for the season. That can't be right. I'm looking at that. It just can't be right. Doesn't feel right. No, he came in with 10. Seems like he should have more RBI than that. Well,
without a doubt. Well, he's setting the table for everybody.
Wait until he gets to another series before he adds to that.
Yeah, exactly. Can you wait, please, Mr. Packard? Thank you very much.
Fouls that one off. It is 1-2. And Brian Packard is not your typical leadoff hitter. The Bulls saw him homer twice and drive in 5 in that first game last year. 1-2. Curveball gets him. Logan Lyle pumps his fist a little bit. Packard gave him a look out there. I think the Bulls remember when he was yelling in Tyler Dietrich's face, crossing home plate after a grand slam, and he's going to have done some damage in this game, but strikes out there for the first time today.
Yeah, no need for that. I mean, you had a rough game yesterday and a rough start today, and baseball has a way of humbling you, and you see that right there with Packard striking out looking.
You know, this will be Hoover, who moved defensively but stays in the number 2 spot in the order. He has singled and scored. That was back in the first inning. He has hit ground balls his other 3 times in fielder's choice, including hitting into a double play. Looks at a curveball low in the zone there. 0-2 is 1-1 is Tyler Dietrich waited as long as he could there.
You sure? That's that's pretty much what that call is. Are you sure? You want to change your mind? No.
The reason I was thinking about the RBIs, but it can't be right. Packard had 50 of them last year. Wow. While hitting .406. That was a sightly season for him. Unbelievable stuff. That's another good off-speed pitch by Logan Lyle, who's almost exclusively going to that right now, especially against the lefties, as he is one himself. 1-2, and that ball is chopped up the middle. The fastball hits to Nick Gonzalez, and good speed there by Hoover, but Gonzalez with the throw to get him. And there are 2 away.
Yeah, Hoover is really a guy that can move down the line. Other than being a vacuum in the outfield, I mean, this guy's speed.
Hoping that one of us would not say that. They've got a Hoover, they've got a Washer, they've got a brick house. He's mighty. And he's letting it all hang out now. Actually, no, this won't be him because he was subbed out for a 2nd day in a row, which is a sign of confidence from over on the other side. Of course, when you have a multiple run lead, last night it was 4 runs, tonight it's 5. You can sub out your unbelievable hitter, but not as good of a defensive player. So it's Dusty Baker instead. And he looks at a ball outside. It's 1-0. Baker hits that one sharply, but right to the second baseman, Jordan Santos, and that takes a nice roll right into his glove. And it has been a while since the Bulls have enjoyed such a quick inning, and they'll look to continue the good vibes as we head to the bottom of the 8th. Nothing doing in that one for the Pirates. We head to the bottom of the 8th with ECU on top 10-5. This is baseball on the USF Radio Network, presented by Marathon.
Best tailgate? It's gotta be burgers and an ice cold Coke.
Real football y pollo asado. Mac and cheese.
You need a hot grill
and an ice cold Coke.
Of course.
Football and Coke, come on.
It's got to be Coke.
Game day? Race day.
Calls for Coke. You know it.
It's tailgating 101.
This is Charlie Strong. Not all fans agree on the best game day foods, but when it's served with an ice-cold Coca-Cola, you know you've got yourself a winner. Coca-Cola. Taste the feeling, grab one, and go Bulls.
When it comes to cancer, defense isn't always the right strategy. You have to be willing to go on the offensive, to attack it relentlessly like Moffitt Cancer Center, standing up to it with the same courage Moffitt sees in every cancer patient they treat. That's why Moffitt is working every day to outsmart cancer. Not just to react to it, but to get ahead of it, which is the best way to win. To see stories of courage, visit moffitt.org/courage. Moffitt, a proud partner of the USF Bulls.
This is USF Baseball on the USF Radio Network, presented by Marathon.
Pitching change number 2 of the night for ECU. Again, their starter gave up the 3 runs in the bottom of the 5th and is now standing to get the win because of the 6-run response. And now, after 2 innings, I should say, from Barnes, it'll be Alec Burleson, the man of many talents. He is something else. And out of the pitching performances this year, he's started 3 games, appeared 8 times, so he's really become a bullpen guy. Actually was their Friday night starter to start things off. Then there was a couple series where I think there was a change, first realizing that they had other good options pitching. I also think that maybe Jake Kuchmeiner going 1 strike away from a perfect game, and then his next outing throwing a perfect game, gave them confidence that he could be the 3rd starter in the rotation. So Burleson now is definitely going to be a reliever the rest of the way.
Yeah, and you know what? He can swing it too. So, you know what? That's got to be fun being a part of an ECU lineup. I mean, knowing that you can play, you can pitch, you can do a little bit of everything. So we know they can swing it, and they know that they can make adjustments based on how the game is going. That versatility is key.
Nick Barber slots in at first base. So again, Brickhouse is out of the game.
Yeah, so they got a Barber too?
I was waiting for you to say something. You could be the first. I mean, I think
He
defensively he's just a cut above. First pitch is ball by Burleson,
right.
the lefty, the big lefty. And I mentioned his 8 appearances, 26 in the 3rd innings, 30 strikeouts. So he is a dandy pitcher. Throws that fastball on the outside corner, 1-0. His first game as a pitcher, his first 3 appearances were starts. Went at least 5 innings in all 3. 1-1 to Gonzalez. And that ball, changeup tailing away. A nice pitch, but Gonzalez didn't offer at it.
11 hits for the USF offense tonight. You gotta say, if you get 11 hits, you think you'd be right in this game. Just that one bad inning, and I gotcha.
Oh, Gonzalez strokes the ball to left field, and that's going to get in the hole. Oh, it's a collision out there, and Gonzalez is going to be able to turn it, we hope, into 2 bags, and he does barely. That was actually a good throw back in.
Heck of a throw.
By Baker. And Gonzalez manages to get a double out of that one, so the Bulls have another leadoff man on.
Mentioned this before, Derek. I mean, you can put all of the pressure on ECU the closer this game gets. So if you can get a couple of runs here, get within a grand slam. Zach comes on and does something here to either move the runner or get on base himself. I mean, it's going to get close here. It's going to be the pressure will be mounting on the Pirate pitching staff.
Well, you mentioned the hit count. The Bulls now have more hits. The difference being that ECU has come through with 4 home runs, so they've more than often powered in the runs. Kevin Zek looks at a strike, the low part of the zone. He is 0 for 2, walked his last time up, and the only walk issued by ECU pitching, not to Joe Janord. He was walked 3 times by the starter. Smith lasted those 5 innings. Burleson takes a look at Gonzalez, fires in a curveball, and that's a beauty. 0-2, he definitely featured that pitch. Mentioned his 3 starts, he struck out 10 against Monmouth, allowing just 1 run in that 3-1 win. Utah, close game there, won 7-6. He gave up 3 runs, and then out of the pen since then. Struck out 4 and 1 3-inning outing against Marist, so he can give them multiple innings for sure. Obviously, got ahead of the Friday night starter. 0-2 and another curveball, and Zek waves at it. It's actually dropped by the catcher. There were some issues with that last night. It's actually going to allow Gonzalez to advance to 3rd, but the out is made at first, 1 away.
Good piece of heads-up base running there from Gonzalez. I mean, you're down 5. The only way you're going there is if you 100% have it, and that's exactly what he did there. Didn't even warrant a throw from Barber. So runner on 3rd, 1 away, back to the top of the lineup in Jordan Santos.
Jordan Santos, who on this night singled and scored to get things going for the Bulls in the 1st inning, has not gotten on base since. And a couple of, 3 ground balls, so he's made contact every time. Shrep with the 3 strikeouts, the only player that struck out more than once tonight. Kyle Phillips, the guy with 3 hits, is on deck.
What is the manager, Godwin, talking to the umpire about here?
Interesting. He's actually pointing towards the pitcher. We don't know if...
he initially made a move, or made a gesture towards the USF dugout, so I don't know if somebody was saying something when he was in his windup or in his motion there, or maybe saying balk to try to get him to balk in the run. I don't know.
Home plate umpire.
Did he say anything to the USF dugout? I didn't see him.
Doesn't relay a message or a hand gesture or anything. Just took whatever Coach Godwin had to say and filed it away.
A couple of hard hit balls from Santos. That nice play at short by Brown, and then that hard 2 hopper that Brickhouse made a nice play at first.
So lefty on lefty here, and of course a couple lefties coming up here that represent the top of the order for the Bulls, and Santos and Phillips. Santos looks at the ball on the inside portion, 1-0. Got Gonzalez over at 3rd with the double, advancing to 3rd on the drop strikeout. There's another curveball and a beaut from Burleson, 1-1. I'm sure they called that a double, absolutely. Yeah, that was a near collision between Packard and Baker out there in the outfield. Fortunately, they both walked away from that. 1-1, and that one bounces in. Catcher sees it, knows he's fine. Actually looked at the runner while he wasn't even worried about the ball. That was different, but it's 2-1. That's confidence.
You have an idea of where that left-handed breaking ball is going to bounce. You know it's going to bounce back to your right usually. So, you know, if the ball is kind of, use your peripheral vision there and you realize you kind of keep it in the dirt, stare down the runner at third base, almost dare him.
10-5, Bulls trail at bottom of the 8th here with 1 out and a runner on third base. Got to run back in the 7th. And add more here. Santos hits the ball well and past the
Fair
first
ball.
baseman. That is going to be an RBI and maybe 3 bases, definitely extra bases. Santos cruises into second. Smart play there. Well done. And all of a sudden, it's 10-6, still 1 away here in the bottom of the 8th, and they scored against Alec Burleson. There's the other factor.
Without a doubt, and you know what, Derek? You're starting to hear a little bit of a rumble now. It's 10-6. We mentioned getting within the salami here. If Phillips can come up and stay hot, he's already 3 for 4 on the night with a couple of runs scored. If he can score Santos here, you're going to see the ECU. You're not hearing them chirp as loud as you did about an inning and a half ago, and now you're seeing some action now, a right-hander in their bullpen throwing.
Burleson gave up a run to UCF his last time out last Sunday. Previous 3 relief appearance, total of 8 innings with just 2 hits allowed and no runs. So to get score off him is already a good start. And Kyle Phillips hits that one pretty well. Center fielder gets a late jump on it, but gets back to make the catch. Baker tagging up and hurrying to third base is Santos, but there are 2 away. Boy, Phillips already with a 3-hit night, put another charge into that one.
He hit that one on the screws, and a nice job by Baker there. And you can tell, usually when a guy comes off the bench, he doesn't go to center field, he goes to the corner. For them to be able to move their starting center fielder Hoover to right field, that just shows you that Baker's a heck of a defender. And you saw it on that play right there. Gets a good jump and makes a nice snare for the second out.
Now Joe Genord, who was basically intentionally walked the first 3 times up and struck out his last time up. Remember, that was the changeup. I would imagine it's exclusively curveballs here from Burleson to Genord. Runner on third base. And, of course, fastball right down the heart, 88 miles an hour, strike 1. Wow.
The pitchers have an earpiece in and direct to our broadcast, just like when we said earlier tonight that Smith wasn't a strikeout pitcher.
Oh, Genord wishes he had that one back.
Oh,
I
yeah.
can guarantee you he wasn't expecting that pitch. Well, maybe that's why they threw it. 0-1 now. And there's another fastball, and Genord really looks back going, wow, didn't see that coming. Same heater, 88 miles an hour to get Burleson ahead 0-2.
That's the kind of the plight of the hitter there, where you get into that almost take mode when you walk 3 times, and then it's hard to kind of get back and dial in and stay aggressive at the plate, and that's where Joe's struggling right now.
Now he has to expand, and now Burleson could go to the curveball. And he hits that fastball deep to center field, going back on it, and maybe with the chance he falls down. It stays in the park, and Genord is going to get to second base on that. Santos scores. What a wild play. Baker, I think he just ran up against the wall and fell down. The ball hit at the base of the wall, and oh, by the way, it's 10-7. So he tried to beat him with a fastball again and walk it off and strut it off, and it didn't work.
Baker looked like he had a beat on that and just simply lost his footing. Can't make it too complicated right there, but that ball was driven to the outfield. It looked like he had a beat on it, Derek, but fortunately for Genord and the Bulls, it's a double. I mean, you score that a double.
Yeah, he got all scrambled up. I think really he felt the wall, and that can do it to you,
Yeah,
when you think you're about to hit the wall and you sort of don't hit it, think about it. If you think you're about to feel some contact and it's not there, it's like a basketball player almost. When you're expecting the contact and the defender's not there, you kind of get off your game. Well, in that case, the outfielder fell down.
And the footing too. The footing, you're used to running on the grass there. It changes to dirt. Sometimes it's the slightest thing. You're running at full speed. You know the ball's hit well. You kind of have a beat on it, and one thing just kind of throws off your concentration, and something like that happens. And the Bulls have something cooking here in the 8th. They're right back in this thing, Derek Sharp, 10-7. And here comes Austin Medrado, who's had himself one heck of a night at the plate.
Yeah, this is a guy who's already had 2 RBI singles among his 3 hits. He's the second Bull with 3 hits tonight, gotten his batting average up to 298. Why not push it above 300 here and make it 10-8? It's 10-7 right now, 2 outs in the bottom of the 8th after that wacky Joe Genord double, and that ball bounces in. Staying out there at second is Genord. And how about the fact to try and just beat him with a fastball down the middle?
3 in a row.
Kind of walk it off maybe with a little bit of a we just won the game. And I actually can see it from ECU's point of view. They're a confident team. They won 7 games in a row, and they're still up by 3. Looking to make it 8. Bulls looking to make it even more interesting. They already have 2 runs here in the 8th inning. Medrado staring at 1-0. And there's a curveball, just edges the outside corner. And I think you hear the fans agree with my thought there that it might have been a little outside.
Oh, the look on my face right now is like when you hit your funny bone. It's like, oh man. You're up 1-0 and the count. That breaking ball didn't look like it hit the outside corner, but umpire called it there. Pedrado's got to make the adjustment now. 1-1.
1-1 is the count. Another curveball well outside. And that is 2-1. Fans will never be able to resist. Will never be able to resist. When the next one is called right. Instead of just moving on, it's got to be like, that wasn't a strike.
That ball off the outside corner. Oh, it must have been inside.
Jeez. You got to resist.
Yeah, you have to.
Don't make the easy. The umpires have a tough job.
Oh, it's such a thankless
really
job.
Tough. 2-1. And that fastball is low. 3-1. Now it's the Pirates' turn to be unhappy with the strike zone.
Yeah.
All fun and games, it's when it gets tighter, it gets tighter. And now you're sort of seeing that from both fan bases right now. 10-7. ECU again had 6 runs to take the lead in the fourth. The Bulls have chopped back into it with 3 runs in their last 2 at-bats after falling behind 10-4. 3-1 to Pedrado, who's had a big night. That fastball is taken over the heart of the plate, 3-2.
That was the best pitch that Burleson has thrown here in this at-bat to Pedrado, and here's the money pitch right here, 3-2. We got Brandon Schrepf waiting on deck. Yeah, 3 strikeouts, but also a big 2 RBI double. So that's a big money pitch right here.
No doubt. Wilson looks over at Genord at second base. Here's the 3-2, and he was unable to check his swing. Didn't matter. It was a called strike 3. So Pedrado has had such a big night. Falls victim to Alec Burleson, who looks still mad at himself for giving up the 2 runs. You know what? He's not taking any congratulations from his teammates.
Right now.
He is mad. He gave up 2 runs. That's not what the plan was for him. Well, the Bulls get 2 back, but they still trail it against a very good Pirates team as we end the 8th inning. The count is ECU 10, USF now 7. This is baseball on the USF Radio Network, presented by Marathon.
There's something out there for you and me. And the American road is calling. So what's it gonna be? Hey, it's an amazing day. Traveling our own highway. No matter where it leads us, we can smile. 'Cause it's meaning in the mind.
Marathon, fueling the American spirit.
At Tampa Electric, we believe that conserving energy and saving money is something you should know about, because knowledge is power. That's why we want you to know that with Tampa Electric's Energy Planner, you can control when and how electricity is being used in your home. It's a free, smart home automation program that lets you save energy and money. And that's just plain smart. To learn more and sign up for Energy Planner, visit tampaelectric.com/save. Tampa Electric, more power to you.
This is USF Baseball on the USF Radio Network, presented by Marathon.
Bulls fans, when the Bulls win, you win. With Papa John's Pizza this season, you get 50% off your regular menu price online order at papajohns.com the day after the Bulls win. Just use online promo code USFWins. Papa John's Pizza, the official pizza of USF Athletics. Better ingredients, better pizza. papajohns.com. And now settling in for a 3rd inning and starting it off, having a base hit against him. Here is Alec Burleson, who is omnipresent right now and was so angry. He's probably thinking, I'm going to pitch the 9th inning. I'm going to either get out or get on base and get on with it here. And he singles on the first pitch.
We cannot confirm or deny that he beat the snot out of a water cooler between innings, but judging by that swing, it looks like he waited to take that frustration out on the baseball.
Brown is now up, and it was funny because he actually had something to say in a positive light to Joe Genord. I think they had a nice conversation about that crazy play. Nice bunt there by Brown right over to Genord, who gently applies the tag to avoid any sort of confrontation there, and it's a good sacrifice bunt by, well, the sacrifice bunting ECU Pirates.
Turner Brown, man, shortstop, senior, got to do those little things to be successful. That's exactly what you saw right there.
Yeah, he's in his 4th year, basically, of being their shortstop, and he's seen that batting average really rise up. Of course, it doesn't get affected by that, but he's had 350. He had an RBI single earlier, one of his 2 hits tonight. He had 230 last year, so really this has been a fantastic senior season. What a great curveball by Logan Lyle. My goodness, starting it off to the righty. Whirl there. That was something. This is Barber, I should say. Yeah. They've been messing around with that 6th spot in the order.
Yeah, man. 3rd guy in there. You have Francisco and Whirl and now Barber.
Sounds like a Wolfer.
It does. Francisco Whirling-Barber.
We might not get a base hit, but you never know. Actually, no, Francisco.
Have you been in a car crash?
Francisco
Whirling-Barber.
Francisco hit a home run. Actually, he did. He was the second, of the 4 home runs here tonight for ECU. That ball's fouled off by Worrell, now in that 6th spot. The 2 solo shots in the 4th inning. Remember, that was the time we're thinking, hey, at least solo shots.
Yeah.
That indeed turned out to be the case because the Bulls took the lead, but it was brief as the Pirates scored 6 times in the 6th inning. The real damaging hit by pitch with the bases loaded to the number 9 guy made it 5-4, and then boom, Ryan Packard, a grand slam. It really has put the Pirates in a situation to win this game. Bulls give him credit for hanging around though. Lyle tries a off-speed pitch inside.
Ooh, fans
just
don't like that one.
miss. I love the fact that the fans are sticking around. You could have headed for the exits when it was 9-4, and then eventually 10-4, but it's now 10-7. And people want to see a rally in the 9th inning. It would help if it stays this score, but now there's a runner out at second base in Burleson. And he is going to probably come home, although they had to hold up as that ball was singled right, and they do hold him up. So the fact that that ball was looped and Joe Genord's defensive prowess, I think, made Burleson hang there, and still a base hit by Worrell, and runners on 1st and 3rd with 1 out.
Yeah, Burleson not the fleetest of foot at second. You got to make sure that that ball gets past Genord, and Genord even just kind of making the leap there and showing the glove.
Right.
That gets the runner to pause. So for all those kids watching at home, don't just let that ball go by. Sometimes just the action you make causes the runner to freeze. Now you got runners on the corner with 1 away, and Brady Lloyd. But if you can get a ground ball here, if you're Lyle up the middle, you can get out of this inning with no damage.
That's good advice there, Jay. We might have to come up with like a little
Coach Jay section.
Yeah, something called Listen Kids. I think that'd be a great name. There's a bunt 1st and 3rd. Genord with the tough scoop, and the run scores as he tried to make the play, got to the ball in plenty of time, but it was a tricky throw, and he bounced it in. And so the sacrifice bunt turns into an RBI, and it's 11-7.
I tell you what, he really made the hardest play, which was to field that ball with his bare hand, but the throw was errant to the side of Dietrich, and now it's another run for ECU. 11-7 now. Runners on 2nd and 3rd with 1 away. And Derek, guess what? Don't be surprised if they do that again.
Well, now with 2nd and 3rd, it's right there, and the Bulls are, especially Genord, up at first base. And really, he got to that ball so well and fielded it a tough short hop that he probably could have just run into the runner.
Yeah, he might have had time. He rushed that throw. And again, we were talking about Burleson, not the fleetest of foot at 3rd. I think he had more time than he anticipated. But with the Bulls playing infield in here, they're making sure that they try to keep that runner at 3rd and keep the runs across here just at 1. But Washer at the plate.
11-7 with that, and that's, hey, listen, we told you that they were 2nd in the country last year in sacrifice bunts, and add that to their counted list of things they have to do.
There we go again.
There, Washer squares this time to Lyle, and he scoops that time, and he's going to be safe sliding in. No force, obviously, and it's 12-7. So the ECU Pirates are all happy about the home runs, but now a couple of balls that haven't traveled 20 feet, either of them, and they're just as happy now that it's 12-7.
And the difference there with the suicide squeeze and then the safety squeeze, the suicide squeeze, the runner takes off as soon as the pitcher starts making a motion towards the plate, and it's hard with Lyle being a left-handed pitcher and his back to the runner. So that lead can be extended a little bit from the runner there. Not the greatest bunt in the world, right back to Lyle, but the speed shown there was able to get the runner across before the tag by Dietrich was applied. Now it's 12-7.
Barber with the speed, and really, Lyle did as well as you can, except maybe he needed to scoop it lower. Therefore, the tag would have been easier to make. But hey, ECU, when you're up by 11-7, you can start to get into this mode of, hey, we're just going to tack on as many as we can.
And you could be an aggressive team. Then you saw right there on that play that Washer was off and stealing. So wouldn't be surprised if he's in motion again. And hey, with the left-handed pitcher again, you got Brady Lloyd, a senior, at 3rd, and you have arguably your best bunter, your freshman Ryder Giles, at the plate. Don't be surprised if he lays one down here again. There you go.
There it is, and that's a
beauty.
That's
the best one, and he's going to be
no one at first base, as it was Genord looking to pounce, vacating first base. Santos didn't cover, and that bunt traveled the least distance of the 4 now this inning, and it's 13-7. Who knew? A team that can absolutely hammer the ball out of the ballpark and has 4 times tonight can also do this, and now they are officially annoying.
Oh, and
I mean that in a positive way.
No, of course. And 13-7 here, they answer right back. And, you know, on the play like that, when you're trying to apply the defense for the squeeze bunt, you're usually going to have your corners pinch, your middle infielders go to each side, and possibly have either the center fielder come in or you have the third baseman stay back. But the last thing you need is the middle infielders both going to second. That's exactly what you saw right there. And you have to wonder if that's where the inexperience of Santos playing at second comes into play, and the lack of awareness when it comes to bunt defense, because you can't have something like that happen, or else you have a team that can bunt 3 times and get on base and score 3 runs.
Started with the Burleson single, the Brown bunt, so the last 3 coming with a runner at third in a scoring situation. They actually did not. That ball's outside 2-0. They did not credit the first. This was the play where Janor got to it and made the error, and that's maybe why it was ruled not an RBI, but these last 2 sacrifice bunts by Washer and Giles, they end up getting on base as well, turned into RBIs for them. First and second now with 1 out, and Logan Lyle gets a swing and a miss from the lefty Packard on that curveball. So if you're Logan Lyle, and you've now thrown 44 pitches, you've just got to be all frayed up there. And I think now with just a runner on first and second, Packard the hitter, you don't have to worry about a bunt here.
Oh no, especially when he hit a moonshot earlier in the game on top of the batting cages.
And he hits that one hard. Santos picks it at second base, makes the play to second. They get the lead runner there. So Santos really, really going all out to get to that ball and gets the out. Runner does advance to third with Packard going over to first, but 2 away.
And a nice play there by Gonzalez, knowing that you're not going to turn 2 there, so become a first baseman. Change your footwork a little bit, get a nice little stretch there. Makes a good play for the second out, and now runners on the corners for Lane Hoover.
So the Pirates have scored 3 runs in this inning. Give them all the credit in the world. It's one thing to say, oh, this play could have been made on the bunt, this, that, and the other, but they were all good bunts. The one that Janor pounced on could have turned out in the Bulls' favor with a better throw, but it was still a tough play.
And all 3 of them are suicide squeezes, so in essence, if you execute it the right way, even if you bunt it right at the pitcher like we saw on that one play, if your guy's taking off at the right time and the timing's down, I mean, you're in good shape.
Oh, and Logan Lyle, after getting that foul on the first pitch, gets a curveball over for 0-2.
And you got to look at the bright side for USF. You know, they playing that bend but don't break defense. They were looking, you know, they kept them to a field goal here.
13-7. That ball is chopped as if we need another one of those to Janor, and he was able to outrun Hoover to first base, but the damage was certainly done before then. There was a leadoff hit on the first pitch of the inning. There was another hit by a pinch hitter, and the rest was bunts. 4 of them, providing 3 runs.
Real bunts.
You see
no
exactly,
swants.
No swants. Well, they're going to have to pull off some sort of stunt in the bottom of the 9th. Let's hope they do it, the Bulls. As it's ECU 13, USF 7. We'll head to the bottom of the 9th. This is Baseball on the USF Radio Network, presented by Marathon.
Hey, Bulls fans, Ron Diaz here, and if you need to sell your home for the most money in the fastest time frame, the only names you need to remember are the Duncan Duo at RE/MAX, proud partners of USF. The Duncan Duo can give you an instant cash offer for your home or guarantee to sell your home in 29 days, or they will buy it. Trust the agents that have thousands of 5-star reviews and have sold over $1 billion worth of real estate. Go to DuncanDuo.com or call or text 813-359-8990 today.
Join us Saturday, April 13th for the USF football spring game on campus at Corbett Stadium. Touchdown USF! Admission is free, parking is free. Come get your first look at the 2019 USF football team.
As an offense coordinator, I want to scare the heck out of the defense coordinator on every snap.
It's the spring game, Saturday, April 13th, 1 p.m. at Corbett Stadium. Horns up.
And we have another pitcher into the game for ECU. Before we tell you who that is, we'll remind you that USF Health is the largest academic medical center in West Central Florida, a place where discoveries are made, the future generation of professionals are trained, and nearly 900 specialists come together. USF Health, making life better. Now on to pitch and try and end things for ECU, Evan Voliva, as he is a big 5'10", 205-pound redshirt senior from Currituck County High School there in North Carolina. no idea where that is, but I'm sure it's a nice county.
I think is he in the law firm too?
This year he's appeared 10 times, so they're trying to get all their 10 appearances guys into the rotation here. He's 3-1 with a 1.8 ERA, a couple saves in there. So that's 5 decisions. That's pretty impressive when you pitch 10 times. Don't think he's going to get a decision tonight unless it's a losing decision, which would be fantastic. The Bulls are going to have to score 7 times for that to happen. 15 innings of work. How about this strikeout to walk ratio? 24-4. That's getting her done.
Pretty good. And you know what? I know the USF football team was out there practicing hard against each other. I saw safety and kick returner, punt returner Bentley Sanders at International Mall today. So, hey, in the spirit of football being back in action, how about a 7 spot here, Derek? How about a touchdown?
I like it. I like your thinking. Let's see. How many runs has he given up all year? 3. But, you know, this would be a good time for that all to change.
No better time than now.
He had a 5 strikeout performance against Radford in his first outing in the year and a 6 strikeout performance against none other than Mississippi State, despite the fact that they lost that game 4-1. So Volova in to face Brandon Schrepp, who had a big hit. That was in the 5th inning at the time, put the Bulls ahead. But obviously the Pirates have had the better of things since then. Fastball right down the heart at 91 miles an hour, 0-1.
I always thought Radford would be the first 16 seed to win in the NCAAs. It seemed like they always got the 16 seed, right? Like, yeah, Radford, they got a chance.
We'll always remember who it was, at least.
Yep.
Maryland, Baltimore, County.
UMBC.
A couple of them had some chances this year. That ball's
yeah.
outside 1-1.
Virginia almost lost again this year.
Yeah, down by double figures.
They're still alive, still kicking.
Yeah, they're doing pretty well. Gonzaga knocked out today. Speaking of college basketball, don't forget Monday night. Here's the 1-1 pitch. Beautiful fastball outside corner by Oliver, 1-2. It's the first game of the best of 3 CBI
so cool.
finals.
I love that.
It's awesome, and this is the only one that will be in Tampa. So I see a lot of people on social saying you got to be there, and I'll just add my name to the list. You got to be there on Monday night. Ooh, a dandy curveball that Volova gets Schrepp to chase at, and there's one away.
Wow, you're coming in with the heater at 91, and then the very next pitch, very sharp breaking ball from Volova. Breaking ball, and Schrepp kind of a just an abbreviated swing there. You could tell there was some hesitation in his swing, and he goes down swinging for the first out in the 9th.
You know, he entered this year, having pitched in every season, really struggled to a 10 ERA basically as a freshman, and had just a total of 22 strikeouts, so he's already surpassed that. And add one more to it, Jake Sullivan wanted to launch that fastball, but it tailed away outside, and he swings and misses at it.
Jake's got some swing, man. He is not afraid. He does not swing for singles, man. He's trying to drive that ball to the next county.
A couple of singles tonight for Sullivan, as it turns out, but he has really rewarded the decision to keep him in the lineup every day and to put him at third base again. Another flawless game. Not many balls hit to him. That ball gets away from Volleyball 1-1.
No, I made a good play early on in the game, and then try to attempt to turn 2 a little bit later on in the game. And I tell you what, the adjustments that Coach Moles made with him and Santos, I mean, it's really worked out for the team. Both those guys in the lineup. I mean, in essence, you really have 3 guys that are catchers that are in the lineup. And even though Dietrich, we've said it's kind of been a hard luck for him this year, he's been pretty darn good swinging the bat and hitting the ball hard.
I believe it's 1-2. I think that's what the umpire just signaled, even though it says 1-1 on the board. I guess we'll find out if there's a strike here. 1-2, we think, and he swings and misses, and okay, so now it's 1-2. Yes, we just found out. Incidentally, Volova mentioned he hasn't pitched a lot. Appeared last year in 4 games after coming off Tommy John surgery. So he got hurt after 4 games 2 years ago. Got the medical red shirt, so he is taking advantage of it with a fantastic season thus far. Looks like the Tommy John surgery worked. And brings to mind the injuries that the Bulls have suffered this year, and their relief corps with Graham Hoffman and Carson Ragsdale, and the latest to get hurt. He's out indefinitely, has Ben Koff, so that will change who starts tomorrow. Right now it's TBA, but I have an idea. Volvo tries to get him to chase him. Fastball tailing away 2-2.
You on the mound tomorrow?
Yes.
Derek Sharp,
everybody. Out there. We said that it's you and Jim calling the game. Now we can explain as to why. I'm guessing it's going to be Noah Yeager again against a lefty-heavy lineup. I think
Makes sense.
Take the chance to start a lefty when you can, and that's what he would do. I know Pat Dubikin got the start earlier this week as lefty, but he just really struggled. So I think it's going to be Yeager. 2-2. That ball is dribbled up the right field third baseline, but I guess it must have
hit off him.
Hit off of him because that was fair, and they waved it off. So
Yeah, you got it. It makes sense. Makes sense to go to the lefty, man.
Yeager has essentially been starter 3B because every time Koff's started on a Sunday, it's been Yeager that's come in right away and supplied many innings. But you know, he might be one of those guys that's more cut out to come out of the bullpen, but I think is going to realize the situation and have to buckle down and give them starters innings. And that starts tomorrow. Airtime of 12:45 on a Sunday. Jim and Jay, 2-2 with one out here. Sullivan hits his third single of the day. Jake Sullivan sits back on that one, and it was a changeup that he got all of. 3-hit day. That's going to be now 3 Bulls with 3-hit days, Pedrado and Phillips.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy how last night, you know, you do a good job of keeping this ECU lineup in check and only giving up 4 runs, but you're unable to put anything across. And now as we stand, the Bulls, look at how many hits they have. Holy smokes. 15 hits on the night. It just stinks to not be able to put everything together. It's easier said than done, man. Baseball's a difficult game.
No doubt. Done a fine job of hanging around in this game too, but you know, we saw, for example, they just, as that ball's fouled off by Dietrich, took the lead in hits. Well, what happened in the last inning? None of those 4 bunts were hits, but they ended up scoring 3 runs in essence. So the Pirates getting it done in that case, even without the benefit of a hit. In certain situations, they did have 2 in the inning. Oh man, hits him on the helmet, and Tyler Dietrich is going to shake it off. And this would be something where his head coach Billy Moll is going to come out and look at him. Dietrich wants to stay in the game, and now the ECU is going to call time to go talk to their pitcher. Everyone concerned for Tyler Dietrich right now.
Wow.
Billy Moll comes right out. You probably heard the noise. That's a fastball that got him right in the noggin. And you know, right now the head coach, actually that's the pitching coach, Dan Roselle, is going to talk to Waliva to calm him down.
Yeah, and you know what? Obviously, you know, not on purpose. You know, late in the game here, you're up 6 runs. You're not trying to do that. It looked like that ball just came out of his hand funny. If anything, you're lucky that the ball, it was a little bit more of a glancing blow, but it looks like Dietrich is going to come out of line, probably for precautionary reasons.
He was moving a little slow there.
Yeah.
And Tyler Dietrich's going to go out of the game and get a nice round of applause from both sets of fans, and I think that's important. I see several ECU players clapping, and that's worth noting because I don't think anyone wants that stuff to fester or to see it happen to begin with. And so that was a good gesture by both sets of fans. And let's hope Dietrich is okay. Might end up meaning that he might get a day off. He hasn't had one in quite a while.
Yeah, and he's earned it. He's earned it. But you'll be interested to see how the lineup is tomorrow now with Sullivan as the everyday third baseman. Do you throw him back behind the plate and throw Buck back at third base, give him an opportunity? It'll be interesting to see what Coach Moll does tomorrow.
Bello an option at third base as well.
Yes.
So with that hit by pitch, speaking of Bello, he goes to pinch run for Dietrich, and Nick Gonzalez looks at a fastball, so Waliva able to shake off. And you think about that. Of course, Dietrich's shaking up, but when you hit a guy like that, it's not like you're, well, give me the ball back. I'm excited. No, he was a little bit shaken by that.
Yeah, of course. A good job by their pitching coach going out there and just trying to calm him down. It wasn't on purpose. And he goes right back in there, and he's throwing fastballs again. You never know. Maybe Jordan Feist is another guy, another option to play third base tomorrow. So it's always interesting to see how the Sunday game shakes out. Sometimes it's a war of attrition, and you gotta, even though your bench may look like the MASH unit at times, it's the strong will survive, and hopefully the Bulls can scratch one out tomorrow.
Gonzalez doubled and scored his last time up and hits that ball foul. He's been making a lot of contact. He did strike out in the 6th, but last night on the night where Jake Agnos picked up 11 strikeouts, he was not a strikeout victim. And I think that's why at the end of the game, in a possible pinch hitting situation, he was actually left in there because he was making contact. Now, I mentioned defensively, Nick, is he pretty much a shortstop? Could he play other spots in the infield?
I think he could, but I mean, if you're starting right now at shortstop, I don't think there's been anything to prove. I mean, you want to keep that guy in there if he's doing the job. So, I mean, it's definitely an option. I'm sure he can play, second or third, but he's done so well this year, and we've seen some really nice plays today. So I'd be surprised if they took him out. I think he's one of those guys that.
No, I'm just thinking of a different spot.
Oh yeah, definitely. But yeah, he could play third and second as well. But you see his swinging. I mean, he started out of the gates hot. He hit a little bit of a lull there, but it seems like he's kind of trajecting upward. So That's a good sign for the Bulls. And the last couple swings here, even though he fouled them off, some good cuts.
It's 1-2 with 1 out, bottom 9. Bulls trailing at 13-7 to the Pirates. They got 15 hits. Volova's delivery is hit up the middle. Volova's actually going to think about making the lead run play at third, but thinks better of it. Smart decision to go to first for the second out. Runners advance, but the Bulls are down to 1 out.
Yeah, I don't hate that play. I know some people say just get the out at first, but if the ball's taking you in that direction, you have the force at third base. Not a bad idea to give it a look. A good job of setting his feet by Volova and making the throw to first for the second out. And Garrett Zek provides the kind of the last chance here for the Bulls to keep this game going.
He has walked today. He is 0 for 3 today. Hit .241 on the season, but the Bulls have gotten plenty of hits today. See if Garrett Zek can add his name to that list, as it's a long list. Again, 3 players with 3 hits, a couple more with 2. 5 players with multi-hit games, and they're losing by 6. That speaks to the opponent. The ECU Pirates. That fastball is low to Zek. Runners on second and third. 1-0 count with 2 outs in the bottom of the 9th.
Yeah, not many times you out-hit a team and the other team makes more errors and you're losing by 6. Don't see that every day, man.
4 home runs and a bunch of, well, 4 bunts, right? 4 home runs before the 9th and 4 bunts in the 9th. There's your math. Fastball inside, 2-0. We mentioned get to that game on Monday night at the Yuengling Center. It's at 7 o'clock. We'll have it live on USF Bulls Unlimited, but we replay all the games. So just be there live and worry about listening to it afterwards. And again, games 2 and possibly 3 are both in Chicago, so this is your only chance and last chance to see the Bulls, and they deserve it, let me tell you. There's a fastball that Zek tried to time up, a little bit late on it, 2-1. So Bulls have struck out 10 times up and down the lineup. ECU just 6 times. Bulls have only issued 3 walks, so that's actually a pretty nice day from that perspective, but they've been swinging the Pirates early in counts. That's where many of their home runs came from. 2-1 to Zek, and that almost hits him. Zek was a little bit annoyed by that one. 3-1.
Yeah, I mean, it's one thing if you take that pitch high and in like that, but coming just a couple batters after Dietrich took one off the dome, it's it's hard not to think about that. People go, oh yeah, just clear it out of your mind. It's no big deal. Easy for you to say when you're not up there and a guy's throwing 91 coming in your direction.
Yeah, definitely.
So when people say, oh yeah, lean in, take it. You go in there and take it.
3-1. Let's see what the pitch is here. Fastball that is hit to second base. Easy hop though for Lloyd. Throws over to first, and that'll do it for the Bulls. So they battled. They scored a lot of runs. They had 5 guys with multi-hit games. But in the end, the Pirates and their big bats and a big 6-run 6th inning does in USF. The final score, ECU 13, USF 7. Post game coming up next. This is baseball on the USF Radio Network, presented by Marathon.
Manly Man. Amalie Motor Oil tips its hat to the Manly Man. Manly Man. You one time wrestled a bear for $50. Manly Man. You always order the lumberjack breakfast. Manly Man, man, man. And you know that nothing protects your engine better than Amalie Elixir Full Synthetic Motor Oil. Family owned and Tampa Bay grown.
AMALIE, better than it has to be. Amalie.
Amalie Motor Oil, proud sponsor of USF Athletics.
Hey, Bulls fans. When the Bulls win, you win with Papa John's Pizza. This season, get 50% off your regular menu price online